Hello. Wasn't even late? I mean, I was, but it was on purpose. Watching, well, I was getting things set, but also watching, while setting things up. The Nick NMP stream of. Oh, you weren't. Yeah. I did check to see if you had. I'm gonna be honest. I would have started a little bit earlier if you were staring at me, but since you weren't, I didn't feel as guilty to wait. Which was nice because I wanted to finish a thing or two before I had started. So that part was good. I didn't know this until partway through the day, but today is the 6-year anniversary of the Switch. I'm guessing part of the reason I don't know that is because I didn't get the Switch on release. I got it when Smash came out, basically. You would have been here, but got chatted up by neighbors in the stairwell as you were coming in with groceries. Did you get anything good? God damn. Good like this song? Hell yeah. So, I believe they may have added. They did! So you know how I would run the 3-minute ads to get rid of the pre-rolls for 30 minutes? They changed it. Somehow, rare footage, a company doing something for the better of the users, they made it so that if you run 3 minutes of ads, it actually prevents pre-rolls for an hour now. And I can confirm that is true. Which is kind of fucking awesome. Billy. Oh, okay. But that's great, isn't it? It's good news. That's pretty freaking sweet. I wonder how it works with, like, if I run ads, and you're a subscriber, so you don't see them, does it count you as viewing it? In terms of, like, because don't you get money for, like, views on it or whatever? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. So if we were to do a PIL video, it's sort of long. It's another Did You Know Gaming, Pokemon related, but it's like 30 minutes instead of 20. The grocery store wasn't crazy. I did a mini grocery store run in the morning. I didn't think about the storm part of it. It was just that I was gonna run out of bananas. Pokemon were cool. Also, it's not like we have plans, so that's kind of why I'm thinking I might want to do it as well, just because we don't really have anything fucking going on today anyway. So doing a Did You Know Gaming that's a little on the longer side is okay. And it's also sort of a piggyback off of the one we watched on Wednesday, which was about Black and White. This is about what happened to Pokemon Gray and Pokemon Z. So yeah, kind of makes sense. No idea what. I don't think that your area I think is going to get more snow than my areas. Well, I'm not really worried about it. Dang it.
Crazy Purtle.
Hey, at least it said Pog Crazy, correct?
Pikachu! Pidgeotto!
Wrong alert. That was the one that I
Charmander! Squirtle!
added, but whatever.
Born too late to explore the Earth, born too early to explore the universe, born perfectly to explore dank memes.
Crazy Purtle L. Ooh. Pog Crazy Purtle L, Mr. Destructoid. So, this Sparta, get it? It's back in 2008. Is that a good guess for when this is Sparta memes were still? That is still a relevant time. I think maybe something around those lines. I felt like that was the right guess. I don't know. Anyway, this is what happened Pokemon Gray and Pokemon Z from Did You Know Gaming. College roommates at a 300. Whoa.
Did you know? Pokemon Gray and Z were originally
Did
part
you
of
know?
Game Freak's master plan. For the past 3 years, we've been searching up old Japanese magazines, having them translated and digging up every scrap of information we could find about these two heavily rumored but never released Pokemon games. This video is divided in 2 halves, each acting as its own separate investigation, where we'll dig through source code, public filings, newly translated interviews, and connect all the dots to paint a clearer picture as we can to what happened to these 2 games.
Different voice. This is Sparta. Wait, why, people, what the fuck, different voice? You mean for in the video, the name of the people in the, or the voice in the video? That's because, see, this features Austin John Plays. Basically, Did You Know Gaming doesn't usually do the voicing themselves. They'll have YouTubers or like other people do voicings for different games, for different videos, which is a cool little thing, and I can see why it works. Like, especially now that Did You Know Gaming has been big for a long time, I'm sure like someone that's a fan of like a Pokemon YouTuber or whatever. Hell yeah, I'll do a video for like Pokemon Did You Know Gaming episode. It's like cross promotion type stuff. And I guess it's kind of neat to have different voices. What I was going to say though was they already said that this is basically split into 2 pieces. One that's about Pokemon Gray and one that's about Pokemon Z. What I'm wondering is why not make this into 2 videos then? I mean, it's already 30 minutes on the longish side. 2 15-minuters doesn't sound crazy. But alas.
And of course, we'll be providing sources every step of the way. First, let's talk about Pokemon Gray, and to do that we need to go back to the early days of Black and White's development. Let's start with the initial reports. In January 2009, gaming news sites reported that 8 Pokemon games were trademarked in Japan. Pokemon Black, White, and Gray,
Scarlet.
along with Brown, Purple, Vermilion, Crimson, and Scarlet. Fans speculated the trademarks were a clue for the eventual titles of Gen 5. and they were proven correct 1 year later when Game Freak announced Pokemon Black and White in early 2010. Many of these fans expected Pokemon Gray to be announced next as a definitive third edition, just like every previous generation, and it seemed they were going to be proven correct once again. In late 2011, news sites reported that the URL for PokemonGray.com has just been registered by Melbourne IT Digital Band Services, the same company who registered PokemonBlackWhite.com on Game Freak's behalf some time before.
Okay.
Here's what PokemonGray.com looked like, by the way. Back then, it was just a placeholder page. As part of our fact-checking process, we investigated all those trademarks and URLs, and it turns out those gaming news sites only reported half the story. All those game titles were actually trademarked on November 18th, 2008, and the URLs were registered on the exact same day. Not just PokemonGray.com, but all the trademark titles, including PokemonBrown.com, PokemonVermilion.com,
they just started going crazy on the colors.
and so on. Although it should be noted, they weren't able to get their hands on a few of the URLs because they were already taken. For example, PokemonPurtle.com was already a fan site. We'll circle back to all the colors later in the video, but for now the thing you need to remember is that PokemonGray.com wasn't registered all by itself shortly after the launch of Black and White. As it was reported by sites like IGN, it was actually registered in 2008, along with the other trademark colors. After Black and White 2's release in Japan, Game Freak's Junichi Masuda sat down for an interview in the 2012 September edition of Nintendo Dream Magazine. Talking about Black and White's development, he explained that the two sequels weren't originally part of the plan, and they were initially made.
We did learn a little bit of this from the last video, where he talked about that they like mixed it up.
Making Black and White under the assumption they'd be followed up with a third version. He said, "During Black and White's development, we were thinking about making another version, and we weren't thinking about making a direct sequel or making two different versions. Honestly, while we were making Black and White, we weren't thinking about making a 2 at all." If you were part of the Pokemon fan base back in those days, you might remember hearing rumors that Pokemon Gray was going to be a 3DS game. The 3DS came out a few months after Black and White, so if Gray was going to launch a couple years later, it was reasonable to expect it on Nintendo's newest handheld and not the old DS. But Masuda said, "We wanted to make it for the Nintendo DS. We saw the 3DS was becoming mainstream, but we wanted to expand on Black and White. And the fact that so many fans already had a DS was incredibly important. The most fundamental aspect of Pokemon is that everyone could get together and have fun playing socially." Gray launching on the DS probably would have disappointed many fans, but at that point there were already 150 million DSs in consumers' hands, while the 3DS hadn't even sold 20 million. It was
Dude, the DS was so good.
a no-brainer business move to just go with the system that had the bigger install base. As far as the game's plot, unlike Black and White 2, Gray would not continue N's story. In the final moments of Black and White, N bids farewell and flies off without saying where he's going. And in a post-credit cutscene, he's just seen jetting out in the distance. After you find all 7 stages in the post-game, Looker says that N's been spotted somewhere far away and that he's gonna go investigate. You never heard about him again, and what became of N is left a complete
Never
mystery.
again.
In Nintendo Dream, Masuda explains, "We originally planned to leave N's whereabouts a mystery. The interviewer presses him on it, saying, 'When I played Black and White, I thought N would definitely be in the next one, but you weren't planning on that?' Masuda replies, 'Not at all. We wanted to end his story in a way that left an emotional impact and everyone would remember.'" Masuda was actually N's creator, and he goes on to say that even after they decided to make 2 sequels instead of Gray, he still didn't want to continue N's story. But N had become so popular with fans that they felt that they had to continue his story in the sequel.
They gave in.
So for Black and White 2, they had him return to save Kyurem from Getsis, help you obtain the legendary dragons, then just kinda retire to his castle. But initially, the end of Black and White was meant to be the end of N. The developers never say explicitly that Gray would have been an expanded or remixed retelling of Black and White's story, but that probably would have been the case, since that's what they did with all the previous third editions. Masuda would step down as director and let his colleague Takeo Uno direct Black and White 2, and it's probably safe to assume that if they made Gray instead, Uno would have directed that game as well. That's how previous generations tended to work, with Masuda directing the initial paired release, then handing off the third edition to a high-ranking colleague while he got to work on the next generation. In the June 2012 issue of Famitsu, Masuda explains why Uno was the right guy to continue Gen 5, saying, "I put Uno in charge
The
of..."
mic is so close to his... But it looks like he's not holding it because it's so still, but he has to be.
Was the director, and I mostly worked as producer. On earlier games, Uno was the art director. But when I looked ahead to the game's development, I thought if he was director, he could upgrade the visuals and improve everything. I know Uno was the kind of guy who works with precision, so I had a lot of confidence in him.
Precision.
Uno's sitting right beside him in this interview and explains his 3-pillar plan to make sequels feel different from a typical third version. In other words, how Black and White 2 were different to how Gray might have turned out. Those 3 pillars are new protagonists, new towns, and a new adventure taking place 2 years in the future. We're inferring a little bit here, but we took all this to mean that if they had made Gray, Uno would have still been the director, but it would have had the same protagonists as Black and White, with a more similar game world, and the story wouldn't have taken place 2 years later. At least that's what we're inferring from all these interviews, because it doesn't sound like Game Freak had a fully formed plan for what Gray would become yet. It sounds more like, up until fairly late in Black and White's development, they were working under the assumption that Gray was next and had a vague idea on what it would be, but hadn't worked out all the details yet. And since we're already on the subject of details that they haven't worked out, let's talk about QREM and the other 7 colors Game Freak trademarked. In the middle of Black and White's production, sound designer Go Ichinose made a strong sound
That is not the best picture, by the way.
cry for QREM. But then he was told that this form of QREM was still incomplete, and he should make it sound weaker. Which is why even though QREM looks tough, its cry is kind of a weak hiss. Here's what it sounds like when compared to its complete forms that eventually appeared in Black and White 2. According to Masuda, they knew QREM would have at least one fusion form in the next game, but they didn't have the concept of Black QREM and White QREM yet. As he explained, at this point in Black and White's development, we hadn't decided yet if the next entry would be numbered or if we'd go in a version of a different color. But we already had a general idea that QREM would play an important role alongside Zekrom and Reshiram. But if QREM appeared the same as before, it wouldn't really be that interesting, right? We wanted to surprise everybody, so we came up with the idea for QREM to fuse. But we didn't have Black QREM or White QREM at the time, just the idea that he would fuse with something. Then the interviewer asks, so there was a possibility it would fuse with other Pokemon? And Masuda replies, well, there wouldn't really be a point in QREM fusing with a
Pokemon Go is going to release the other Kyurem soon. The OG was
weak
released a month
Pokemon,
ago.
but from the perspective of the plot, those two made sense. So it sounds like the higher-ups knew that they wanted Kyurem to fuse with strong Pokemon in the next game, but they weren't 100% certain that they would end up choosing Zekrom and Reshiram. It's pretty well known that Black and White's internal data includes an unused item called the Godstone, presumably meant for QREM, which is similar to Zekrom's Darkstone and Reshiram's Lightstone, except for its color. But there's something else in the internal data that's not as well known. And it seems to line up with what Masuda said about fusions. In early 2012, a fan site called PokeBeach went digging around in Black and White's internal data and discovered a table that lists every Pokemon and how many forms they have. Pokemon that don't have any alternate forms have the number 0 next to their name, like the starters for example, while a Pokemon with 4 forms, like Deoxys, has the number 4 next to it. QREM is the only Pokemon in the internal data with a 1 next to its name, because 1 is a placeholder signifying that at least one new form is being considered for the next game. This same table was also found in Diamond and Pearl's internal data, with Rotom, Shaman, and Giratina being the only Pokemon with a 1, which shows Game Freak were planning to give all 3 Pokemon at least one new form in Platinum. I know this all might sound a bit complicated, but the point is, it lines up with what Masuda and Ichinose said, and suggests some degree of uncertainty from Game Freak about how many new Kyurem forms would appear in the next game. But they were definitely planning on one new Kyurem form for the next game, or more than one. The data also gives Thundurus, Tornadus, Landorus, and Keldeo as 0, which suggests Game Freak wasn't planning to give them any new forms at the time they were making Black and White. So anyway, why did Game Freak trademark and register all those other colors in Gen 5's development? That question was never asked in any of these interviews. And unfortunately, Did You Know Gaming isn't big enough that Game Freak will grant us our own interview. We reached out on several
feels bad, man.
occasions, and even when an interviewee wanted to talk, they'd be risking their job without corporate approval. And unless you're part of the journalism elite, like IGN or Game Informer, Pokemon Corporate won't even respond to your requests.
Rude.
We're not part of that elite, so to connect some of these dots, we'll have to engage in a little speculation. So most fans were assuming Black
That's a
and White
bummer.
were gonna be followed by Pokemon Gray, featuring Kyurem on the cover. But we think Game Freak might have also considered another predominant Pokemon, like Landorus on Pokemon Brown or Genesect on
so
Pokemon
that's why the
Purple.
colors.
However, after reading
Interesting.
all these interviews and looking at all the trademarks, registrations, and internal data, we think it's possible they wanted to keep their options open for Kyurem to fuse with other strong Pokemon that would appear on the cover. We hired one of our favorite artists, Racy Beep, to help us out, so keep in mind these covers are unofficial interpretations based on our speculation. So, for example, when Game Freak trademarked Pokemon Brown and registered PokemonBrown.com, they might have been leaving the door open for a potential fusion with Landorus, or a Genesect
that's
Kyurem fusion
freaky.
for Pokemon Purple, or a Victini fusion for Vermilion, Scarlet, or Crimson, since they're all pretty similar shades of red. It also occurred to us that Game Freak might have copyrighted
You're joling me. You're joling me.
all those titles just to throw fans off of the scent on what the next generation was going to be called, so they didn't know if it was going to be black, brown, purple, gray, whatever. But we couldn't find any
Pokemon P.
record of them trademarking a whole bunch of titles all together like this in any other generation. So we don't think it's
probably
likely
just
that
didn't
they
know
were
then.
doing it in Gen 5.
Yeah.
If they had, it makes sense that they'd employ the same strategy at some other point in the company's history. Something that stuck out to us in all these translations is that every time an interviewer asks Masuda, why didn't they make Pokemon Gray? He never says they were thinking about Gray. He always refers to the scrapped idea as another version, or a version with a different color. Whenever the word gray comes out of his mouth, it's usually to throw cold water on the color specifically. Like in his September 2017 issue of Game Informer, where he said, a lot of people were expecting Pokemon Gray at the time, but the concept of black and white was kind of these opposing forces, a yin-yang kind of thing. If we went with Gray, it would have moved away from that concept. Throughout this video, we've been referring to Gen 5's third version as Pokemon Gray, but we've just been using that as a title as a stand-in for the concept of Gen 5's third version. Actually,
What if they make Pokemon Omega Giga Ultra, which has all regions? Yeah, I mean, people have been having that idea since like Gen 5. Or maybe even Gen 4 probably too.
we think the other colors like brown or purple were just as likely to have been that third version, maybe even more likely. Up until fairly late in Black and White's development, the evidence doesn't indicate Game Freak had a solid plan for what came next.
Why don't they do it? What the fuck? Because why do that when they can just... What gen are we on now? 9? So at this point, I guess 1/9 of that size and still sell a bajillion.
But rather an assumption
The same reason they get away with doing every other dog shit thing that they do.
of a third version and a desire to
So to be honest, I don't know if a Pokemon Omega Giga Ultra would be good. I know that sounds crazy. What? I think you could get away once it hit like maybe at Gen 4 or Gen 5, it could have been done and be like really cool. But now that there's as many as there are, I don't think it's possible without it just being like the problem that everyone complains about for Gen 2, where they had, you got to go back to Kanto. Part of the complaints about that always was like scaling and leveling. Whether like you would either just be like way over leveled compared to stuff when you got to Kanto or things like that, or they were too high and you had to grind a bunch. And now extrapolate that to like at this point 8 more regions over just whatever the new one you would start at, and it would just be impossible to keep it have it scale correctly unless you completely changed like the experience system. But then that wouldn't work because then the levels that Pokemon evolve and stuff would just be also like you'd have to change the levels that every Pokemon evolves to. So yeah, I don't think it would really work. I think it could have worked Gen 4 or 5 range. I think there was an opportunity where they could have done a Omega Ultra Giga Ultra all regions game that would have been pretty interesting. And even then, I think you would maybe have to not like kind of flip the script a little in terms of not just being like how Gen 2 was, where you do the entire Gen 2 and then you go through Kanto. I think you would actually have to do like you do the first couple gyms in Region X, and then, you know, whatever, like there's something happening, so the other gyms are closed. You have to go to like the next region. You know what I mean? Like you have to like hop through regions a little bit to like kind of move around. And again, the scaling would still be an issue, but I think it could be done. I think it would be hard to have, like, I think if you did have it just be all 8 gyms for all 4 regions, let's say, if you did it in Gen 4, the last, like, 2 regions that you get to, if you just did it, if it was like, you know, gold, silver, the last 2 regions would just be boring. You would just go to gym, beat it easily, go to gym, beat it easily, etc. Even if you put story beats in between, the gyms would just be easy, be so over leveled. Or like everything would just be like level 100s at each gym, which is like also then it's just like it would just be weird. So I think you would have to like have certain gyms closed and do maybe like 2 to 3 per region, and then for whatever reason you can't do the other ones, maybe the ones that you don't do make like a super elite 4, except it's like elite fucking 12 of whatever the remaining ones are. That could be kind of interesting. Like I said, I think there's like some way it could have been done. It'd have to be very, you know, it'd be very tricky though to actually make it good and have it not be completely unbalanced one way or the other. But okay, I'm gonna put this bowl away, then we'll finish this Pokemon Gray section, and then I think we pause before we go to Pokemon Z, and we do Pokemon Z during like stretch break. I think that makes sense. Dude, my hamstrings are so tight. Crazy. Sitting, standing, walking. Went hard yesterday, I guess. I mean, I did. It's not something I'm not aware of. I did go
Keep
hard
their
yesterday.
options open. Alright, so we usually try to avoid speculation on this channel, but we decided to make an exception in this instance since there are some holes in the developers' stories, and we think they're worth exploring. So
Holes?
make sure to take it with a grain of salt. We'll let you guys be the judges of our analysis, but please let us know in the comments section down below which possibility you think is most likely. Okay, now let's get back to the cold hard facts and hear from the developers about why they ultimately chose not to make that game and went with 2 direct sequels instead. In Famitsu, Masuda and Uno talk about how they had ideas they couldn't fit into black and white because of time constraints, which by the way happens in every generation, and it's a big reason why third versions even exist. But things were a little different this time because black and white's main theme was polarity, extreme opposites, and some of those late stage ideas were a continuation of that theme. According to Masuda, every time we finish a game's development, we're left with the feeling that there are still things left unfinished. As development on Black and White was wrapping up, we were just starting to come up with lots of fun new ways to make the 2 versions more distinct. There was no way we could implement them in time for Black and White's release, so we gave up on including them even though we really wanted to. So at this point, we decided to make 2 versions of the next game, but we hadn't decided that they'd be sequels yet. When we talked to the Pokemon Company's CEO Ishihara about what they do with the next game, he said, "If it's going to be on the DS instead of the 3DS, I want some kind of new innovation added into it." It was then that we came up with the idea of numbering for the first time in the series. So with the plot set 2 years after Black and White and development time of 2 years, we felt like we wanted to add the number 2 into the titles as well.
Bro, you don't gotta like try to make it sound complicated. It's also just the second ones. Because of 2 years of development and you know the first is the second ones, guys.
Suda and Uno go on to say that the ideas they couldn't fit into the original Black and White were the 3 features that made up the key system. Now, for those who don't remember, the key system lets you unlock additional content by trading with the opposite version. Black 2 has an iron key that lets you open a particular door with Registeel behind it, and White 2 has an iceberg key with Regice behind it. By trading keys back and forth between Black and White 2, you can access both legendary titans in both games. For the first time in the series, Black and White 2 offered difficulty settings, but you can only unlock challenge mode in Black 2 and easy mode in White 2. So if you wanted to play the
I think I knew this, but I forget.
other difficulty setting in the other game, you had to trade a key from the opposite version. But the biggest chunk of content was...
Do you think there's a speed run for challenge mode? Pokemon Black White 2 speedruns. There is. There's very few. I'll say that. There's very few runs compared to normal oh, you can't see it. What am I doing? Okay, so Black White 2, any percent English, DS 3DS, lots. Challenge mode, not so many, but the world record holder in any percent, 310. Challenge mode's only 4 minutes slower, or his best time is only 4 minutes slower. World record's 13. So not that much different, which I guess isn't that surprising, really. Probably just the levels are a little bit higher. Worster 312, huh? 3 years ago. I wonder if he's gonna come back to this run at some point. I wonder why Emulator and Desmume are different categories. Maybe this Emulator runs worse or runs better or something. And I wonder why the Japan one's so much slower. Anyway. Dude, we could get world record in challenge mode English emulator non-Desmume category. Holy moly, let's do it. I mean, this time is even still pretty good. 325. I guess not that much lower than these. Worster's done challenge mode too, huh? Wait, is his challenge mode time better than his... No, not by too much. 2 minutes slower. Neat. Anyway.
Was that Black City only appeared in...
Desmume is an emulator. I think it's the one that I've used some of the time for DS emulating. I don't really know why there's a specific separation,
Black 2
though.
and White Forest was only in White 2. By trading keys back and forth, you could unlock both locations in both games. Those were the 3 ideas Game Freak had late in Black and White's development, and it's the reason they repeatedly explained the need for 2 games instead of just 1. To be frank, and speaking on behalf of Did You Know Gaming, we kind of feel like all the content could have just been in 1 game,
Obviously.
a 3rd version, and everyone would have been happy. There wasn't really any need to lock difficulty settings and all that behind a trading mechanic, and maybe Game Freak eventually came to the same conclusion as well, since they never used the key system in any future generations. Aside from the key system, there were a couple more reasons they made Black and White 2. According to Uno and Ishihara, they wanted to surprise fans who were only expecting 1 game, and they really loved surprising their fans. And the final reason...
That was the reason that we heard in the last video, is the surprise thing.
They made 2 games, well... Probably money. Even though third versions were always the best games of their generations, they were also the worst performing in terms of sales. The first 4 generations definitive edition only managed to sell on average 40% as many copies as the pair.
And I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Because I mean, I had yellow, and then I actually didn't have crystal, to be fair. But I did have platinum, for sure.
Release they were expanding on. On the other hand, together Black and White 2 went on to sell 55% of their predecessor sales numbers, generating approximately $100 million more in revenue than they could have expected from Pokemon Gray, or Brown, or Purple, whatever they ended up calling it. Games like Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Black and White 2 were made with a skeleton crew of 10 or 20 developers, so the profit margins were incredibly high as well. Game Freak rarely cites money as a motivating factor for their decision making, but profit appears to be the subtext on quotes like this one. In the collector's edition of the Black and White 2 strategy guide, Masuda asks what inspired them to make these games, and he says, "We wanted to create a DS game to maximize how many players can enjoy the game. The platform itself was the
That is a very specific way of saying that.
original inspiration for a sequel to reach as many players as possible." Reading between the lines, I think it's fair to say maximizing the number of players is essentially the same thing as maximizing profits.
Yes.
After skipping Gen 5's definitive edition and being financially rewarded for doing so, Game Freak abandoned the tradition altogether. So we never got anything akin to Pokemon Z or Stars. Instead, we got Ultra Sun and Moon, which by the way, also sold at 55% rate relative to their predecessors. Frankly, fans were getting a better bang for their buck and a better experience when every generation opened with a paired release, then closed with one big finale. But we suppose it's all a moot point in the modern era, after they switch over to the DLC model in Generation 8, so when it comes to definitive editions like Pokemon Gray, it's all just a matter of history. We're halfway through the video now. Thanks for...
That is kind of weird. Sun and Moon. Wait, but they didn't do... Am I crazy? Hold on. Hold on. The video's not over, to be fair. It's at the halfway point. Hold. Okay, I was right. It is weird that every game... Like, you know, there's Black and White 2, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, but X and Y was just X and Y. Certainly strange.
For sticking around this long, and if you're liking it so far, maybe give us a like and drop a comment down below. It really helps out the videos and lets us know if we're going in the right direction with this channel. Okay, so now...
Alright, okay. We were about to start Section Z here, but we're not. We watched the first half. Pog Crazy, Elemental Pog Crazy RPB. Used to watch it on repeat. Alright, good stream. See you guys on Sunday. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. You thought for a moment there, maybe. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Roll in, roll in. Are you guys nail biters? I'm not a nail biter. I was more of a nail picker, but I was never a nail biter. I feel like nail biters are inferior to nail pickers. They just don't have the ability. Like they're too weak to pick, so they got to use their teeth. That's how I am. That's what I'm gonna say because I wasn't a biter. So then that makes me superior. You were a nail biter, but then you had braces. I see. You pick your nails with a metal utensil. You mean nail clippers? Or do you mean like the things that like go under the nails to like take out dirt and stuff? Cause that's different. You pick. Yeah, I pick. I pick. Hold on, let me check something. How do I do that? How do I do this? Oh. I don't have a Twitch Prime repeating bot message. I thought I did. Using a tiny screwdriver? Why don't you just use the thing that comes with nail clippers for doing that? Like, isn't it this thing? Hold on. This thing? There's usually a thing like that on most nail clippers. Now, again, this is not a normal nail clipper, but still. Look away from your screen for 20 seconds and Joel. Any Joelers? Any lookers? God damn, this song's kinda... Song's kinda nice. This is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3? I've never played Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'll admit it. Good, but you don't. Also, thanks for subbing. I don't actually remember if I said the words thanks, but you know. You know. Hold on, I'm closing this. Closing this. Or got called on by work. WTF. Tanties. Insert other one like that. Elemental used Tanties in Discord today. I did not expect. Hold on. This is gonna bother me, so I gotta wipe this thing. And it's probably gonna make noise. Is it Tanties because it's like tantrum? Is that what it is? I couldn't think. I for the longest time had no idea why it's called Tanties, and I think that might be why. It just occurred to me. Oh, what am I doing? Kind of thought it like that. Yeah. I mean, you can understand like the idea of the emotion of it or whatever just by looking at it. But the name of it I couldn't think of I couldn't understand it until right now when I just said that. I've even had asked before like what is that supposed to mean? Now I don't know, but you know. So on and so forth. We're only doing today's. We're only doing today's, and then we're moving on, okay? Leather belt, garter belt. Hammer belt. Bomber belt. Women coffee emoji. Hammer, Richard. Bidet? What is a Dorit and a Gillet? I have a feeling there's gonna be some UK verbiage type stuff going on here. Richard, dick. Bidet sprays your dick on accident. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Donkey, ass. Ass gets sprayed by bidet. Okay. Then pound. Bidet pounds your. Anyway. Leather belt. Garter belt. I don't know besides that. Thump. Richard. Smoking. Dorit. I'm just saying words. What words go with Britain? Gotta be something. Bomber jacket. Smoking jacket. Leather jacket. Donkey jacket. The only thing I know that would be with garter is the belt. Does anyone know anything else with garter? Garter belt? Garter leather belt? I just don't. There's very little connections to any words here, so which makes me think it has to be like a, you know, leather belt. There has to be some word following or, you know, hanging out before. Hammer and nails. Nails and hammer. Donkey and Shrek. Shrek and donkey. You get the idea. You get the idea. Should I refresh and try again, or should we let this go? Question. I got nothing. Just these two. That's all I got. I got fucking nothing. Okay, well, I don't think I could. This is some UK shit. Little Richard. Okay, wait, what's Little Britain? The fuck is Little Britain? Little Britain? What a surprise. It's some TV show in the UK. I don't know what door it is either. I'm sure it's equally stupid. Only reason is bomber jacket. And I was like, smoking jacket, that's that one we saw the other day. These two, I have no idea. What is a Gillette? Round Gillette, the best a man can get. These pictures don't help. I'm not even gonna bother showing you. Are these like fucking cricket terms or something? Meaning to hit hard. I guess. That's crazy. Who the fuck remembers Polk, man? Come on. Even if I did remember who Polk was, that's crazy. That shit's impossible. God dang. Well. So. It's the 6th anniversary of the Switch. I'm trying to think. Actually, hold on. I can figure this out. When did Smash Brothers Ultimate? Ultimate came out in December 2018. So that means it was like a year and a half later. Because March 3rd, 2017 is 6 years. So, which is fucked up that that's 6, but okay. Does mean that, I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, whatever. Okay. That means I've had like so when it becomes December 7th, then it will be 5 years since Smash Ultimate came out. Yes. So I've had my Switch for 5 years. If I had to have guessed, I probably would have said 4. I think I would have said 4. Yeah. I don't know why exactly, but I think I would have. So I'm thinking that after stretch break happens, that we do a little Pokemon Unite. I'm not gonna guarantee anything because, in terms of like, oh, do it the rest of the stream, because new character came out week or 2 ago, a week and some days maybe. Zacian, I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Zacian, which is the dog legend with the sword from Sword and Shield, and it's broken as hell. So I have not played against it. But I also haven't played at all, really. Yesterday I did a boss rush mode that they had added, and it was actually kind of sick. I wish it had been on stream because somehow we beat it after the time ran out, which is not how that's supposed to work. But it worked and it counted it, which was kind of awesome for me because it's kind of a pain in the ass. So that was cool. The other bad part was that I did a standard game after, and there was literally no one, and it gave me a bot game. So, because ideally I would like to do some standards so that I can play against this dumb dog to have an idea of how to play against it, instead of going straight into ranked and then, you know, not having any experience against it. So that's not great. Not great. But it is what it is. In my mind, because it is the Switch anniversary, I'm like, maybe we should try and do things on the Switch. I know, crazy idea. Crazy idea. But how was people's Fridays? I know RPB got his, what was it? Employee Appreciation Day gifts. Nothing of actual substance. Very cool, very cool. Not even like you're working right now because you're on call, yeah. I don't know how big your place is, but if it was a bigger place, I'm trying to think. I remember during early pandemicness, the place I worked was kind of a big place, and they sent, I don't think it was like an employee appreciation day necessarily, in terms of like coinciding with the day. More just like they did a thing, which was they sent us a bunch of, they sent a large assortment of fruits to everyone, which was like, hey, that's sick, that's awesome. But my address was still set to my parents' house. It was not that long that I had been here. I don't remember exactly. But either way, my address was set to my parents' house. So my parents got all of the nice fruit. And that was when one of my siblings was still living there. So, and so then they ate like basically all of it. Not because like they were like, oh, we're gonna eat it. Like they knew it was for me. But they were like, oh, well, we know these fruits he doesn't like anyway. And then also he's probably like, they told me they're not bad. They're not like, this isn't like toxic family story. This is just like funny. It got sent to them. And they're like, oh, wow, this is so much fruit. We're never going to eat all this. But, you know, okay, whatever. We'll try. And then, you know, I went over like a week or two later or something. And they were like, I don't know how we did it, but we ate it all. it's like, oh shit. So you know, that's just like a story of if it is there, it will be eaten. I would imagine a lot of it was eaten by my dad, but it was like there was like some nice fruits there that you know you probably don't go out of your way to normally buy, which is part of why they probably ate it all. But I don't know. That's just a memory I always think of. For gifts, like work gift stuff. Didn't even get sent to me. But if it got sent to me, it wouldn't have even been a good thing, because again, I wouldn't have eaten a lot of it. Well, I would have eaten the fruits that I like, but not all the ones that I didn't like. Maybe I would try some of the ones I'd never tried, but still. You guys tried any freaky fruits? I think I tried a dragon fruit? Can't remember if it was a dragon fruit or something else. Sometime in the past couple years, I tried my mom had a dragon fruit for some reason, and she had me, and I was there, and she was like, "Oh, try some of it." I got it because, like, I don't know, well, it's not like something she normally has, but like it was there, and she, oh hey, try it, and I tried it. I think it was a dragon fruit. Yeah, dragon fruits are weird. I don't remember it particularly tasting like anything. Had an Asian pear and a star fruit. I've definitely heard of star fruit. I don't think I've ever had it. And then Asian pear. I've heard of durian. I don't believe I've had a durian. And then durian is the one that looks like spiky, right? Yeah. Furry is a kiwi. Yeah. Kiwi's furry, durian spiky. I don't think I've had durian either. By the way, does anyone know how to get rid of this fucking shit where you Google something and it says results for approximate area where you live, like within, you know, it won't necessarily be your town, but it'll be like a town a couple over, or like a few, you know, any like within like a 10-mile radius. How the fuck do you make that not do that? I tried to turn off the setting. Like I tried to figure out how to make it not do that. It doesn't work, as far as I can tell. Which is why I haven't been Googling things on screen. Region settings. Can I just choose like Boston? No, that doesn't work. I have checked Like unchecked. Show personal results. Unchecked. Choose whether search can show personal results based on your Google info. Oh, this includes your fucking directions or whatever. I have it turned off and it still does it. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to turn it off. Very annoying. Manage your location history. How to turn location history on or off. It's already off. It's literally already off and it still shows it. Why, dude? And I tried Googling about this and it just repoints you to this thing where like, oh, turn off location history, and it doesn't fucking do anything. I don't know. And I can't show you what I'm talking about because it'll, I don't know, it's weird. I don't want to get hacker mans. Your grocery store has one durian in the produce section all the time. I wonder if it's they like specifically restock to have one because there's someone that comes and gets one every like 2 weeks, or if it's just the same durian the whole time. I'm outside your door stare. My door isn't that way, it's just the window to the walls to the sweat drip. My what? Didn't really work that well, I'm guessing. I imagine there's no way it looked any sort of convincing that there was someone else choking me. Maybe if I played it a little bit better. Like I fell down, so I felt, if I like went to the ground, so I went out of camera view and then like got back up or something. Anyway. RIP streamer, look away for 20 seconds. We're kind of hanging out, if it's not obvious. Because, yeah, like I said, I didn't really get to plan nothing. So, yeah. There is another magic thing tomorrow that I think you can, like, qualify for and stuff. I don't know if I want to bother trying that again, or if I would want to bother streaming it, or even Discord streaming it, but I'm at least saying the word out loud. I'm saying it out loud. That's supposed to be a punch, a pound. Pound this. One day, someone is gonna do one of the sound alert things, and I'm gonna scare the bejesus out of me. Unless it's not loud enough, which, from what I remember, I couldn't make them louder for some reason. Gets bruised. So true. Yeah, they do. I haven't changed anything to them yet. But like even that's what I mean. Like I'm gonna forget they exist because I haven't changed them, and then someone somehow is gonna do one anyway, and I'm just gonna be like, change it. A good song. The width of it was a false alarm. The call? The phone call that you got or whatever? You have a system for notifying you. And it was a false alarm. Okay. Automated app. Sorry, what is this? That hat is... What is with the hat, man? That does not make sense. The hat's perspective is completely wrong. It's not... Like, maybe it has it a little sideways, so okay, it's pointing that way. But then, like, why is it... It doesn't make sense. Like, even if you... Good song to be fair. But, like, even if you did like, one of these type of moves where you're like this, like, it's still not the right angle. Like, in this picture, it's like... I can't even do it because it's not possible. It's to the right, and then this line kind of makes you think it's upwards. Though you could say the shadow means it goes back down. But it's like, then it's like not, it's like, almost, you can't even like actually put it on the head. But then it's like sideways, but then his head isn't turned enough that way to be that way. But then it's not filled in, like, it doesn't make sense. I'm sure there's a way you could make it work. And then, you know, that's also not counting whatever the hell this demon spawn face is in the background. Anyway, this is a game for the Amiga. This was during that period of time still. I think it probably, what would you say? Up until... Trying to think, would you include N64 or would you stop at SNES as far as the period of time where box art for games were so wildly they were so wildly crazy and not like what the game is at all. You know what I mean? Like, box cover, I don't know if you know this. Box covers for games, SNES and before, a lot of them, not all of them, were like this. Just like, there's no way the game you're playing is gonna look anything like this. You know what? Let's do it right now. Jim Power, what's it called? Commodore 64.
Now, it's basically...
God.
And the magazines, it's very nice.
Honestly, looks better than I thought it was gonna look.
It's one of my
That's some
performers
nice pixel
on
art.
Amiga. It's a very, very good game.
But it sure ain't this. It does look pretty good actually, but it ain't this. It ain't what this is. I mean, that is pretty, I mean, the face of that guy is pretty demony, to be fair. But it's still, it ain't that. But yeah, there was a period of time where like game art versus box art was just so wildly misaligned with each other. They were just so, like, you could have, like, you know, you could have an old sports game have a realistic picture of whatever the star of the sport is at the time. Sure, that's still like normal and fine. But then like other games like that one is just like, that is just so wildly. And even then, that one, at least it's related to what actually happens in the game. You are a guy with a gun, you are wearing a hat that's weird, there are demon things. Sometimes the box art is actually literally nothing to do with the game. for example, this one comes to mind. A classically known box art. Hopefully you're aware of this one. I'm trying to find a good picture. I guess this kind of works. I guess this will work. I don't know if you've seen this one before, but Phalanx. This is like a popularly known, what the fuck is this box art game? Because this is the box art. Okay, imagine you're a kid. This is the box art. Huh, you like a banjo? This is the gameplay. Top-down shooter. This is the game. Why do you have a banjo guy? Because it's the SNES and there are no rules. There are no rules yet. Everyone could just do what they want. No banjo to be seen. What's a... Not a banjo in sight. Just people living in the moment. You know what I mean? Play Jim Power. Not a cell phone in sight. Just people living in the moment. Jim Power. It looks kind of cool, but I don't know if it's cool enough to do that though. But yeah. Keep it right. Play Jim Power. Yeah. You know, it's just a weird situation. It's a weird game. Boot her up. It's for the Commodore 64. I don't have that. Yet. I don't have that yet. So yeah, probably not. Wonder if someone posted all those old games to a browser? Maybe. I mean, I'm sure there's an emulator. I mean, I think there's... I don't even... You know what? I don't know what a Commodore 64 controller looks like. Or isn't it like a... Oh, it's just like a little arcade stick, kind of. That makes sense. Miss Mario 35's Edge. What I want to know is, I'm trying to think. So like, I'll see not usually the biggest streamers, but like still streamers that have like 1 to 4,000 viewers. they'll just like play music that's like definitely DMCA'd, and they'll just do it. I'm on one hand I'm like jealous, but on the other hand I'm like, maybe their VODs just get muted and they don't care. But I feel like I care. Do I think Switch 2 is real? Do you think Counter-Strike 2 is real? Do I think Switch 2 is real? I mean, it depends on what you mean by that, I guess. There was something in the past months, I remember linking it or mentioning it, where they did something with the Switch that made it seem like, oh, the Switch is gonna be here even longer than we thought, kind of thing. Can't remember what it was though. I would have had to prepare and find that. But if by Switch 2 you mean, do you think they'll ever make a new system? Yes, they will. If by Switch 2 you mean a system that is like, what does a Switch 2 mean? That's what I mean. Like, is the OLED Switch count as a Switch 2? That's already out. It can play everything that was, you know, it's basically an upgraded Switch, but not that much upgraded, but it's upgraded a little. Like, with some people, oh, a Switch Pro, a Switch 2, like, what is... I feel like I can't answer the question. Do I think that the next system they make... 3DS can play DS, and 3DS is improved 3DS that can play both? Yeah. Do I think eventually that they will make a Switch that is better hardware and stuff? Yeah, probably. I think it's more interesting to think about what they would do next, actually, though. Not like an upgraded Switch, but like a new actual console. Would they... Because, right, before this was the Wii U. And the Switch is like the ultimate fucking... Yeah, I think the Switch is gonna last a lot longer. There was something else, like I said, there was something I remember seeing sometime in the past year that also kind of made it seem like the Switch is going to be around a long time, which goes along with what you said. But the Switch is sort of like the ultimate Nintendo console. It like checks all the boxes that they want. Because it can be mobile handheld, it can be regular. I mean, it's such a moneymaker. The way that it's designed with, like, it's technically a home console, but the way they kind of want you to use it, like, imagine a family scenario. They kind of want you to buy one for each person. That's kind of how they want you to make it work, which obviously is gonna give them a shitload of money. I think that's basically the only reason they made the Switch Lite in the first place. To have like a somewhat cheaper version. Woo! But yeah, anyway. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's hard to see what they would do next it's an actual new console. Because again, the Switch design makes them so much money. In terms of like, oh, it's a new console, so we can price it like a console. But the way it's designed, you kind of also want to make it so that your kid has their own, and then you know what I mean? You can make it work. They have the profiles and stuff, but there is kind of like a get one for your kid too sort of thing. You can't really do that with any other design of a console. I mean, they could do another version of, you know, Switch DS, right? Like in terms of, you know, like, oh, make it a handheld, but it's just like a different design, but then still have the Switch factor where like, oh, you plug it into a dock to then put on a monitor as well. So that way they can still have that, like, oh, it's handheld, but it's a console, but you should get one for your kids separately as well as just you thing. So I'm sure they could do something like that. Like it's some sort of different handheld design. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, it's not gonna be a circle. They definitely would not make it a circle. They would not make it a triangle. Would it be possible? It wouldn't make sense to make it a triangle, no. I'm just looking at my Switch and trying to think how would you change it so that you can still have it handheld, still have it be able to dock into a system that can, you know, connect to a monitor, but then also be different enough to not just still be called Switch 2, Switch U, Switch, you know, like actually a different name. I don't know if that's I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could like do something stupid. You can fold it, so it's a Switch Fold or something. Because don't they have that? I mean, have you seen, I'm sure you've seen those phones that have touch screens, but you can like fold them or whatever. That stuff is weird. Sure, they could, if they wanted to, do something weird like that. Probably unnecessary. Because it's just, it's gonna be big, even, like, a Switch is big. It's not small. It's not huge, but it's not small. So even if you folded it in half, like, that shit ain't fitting in your pocket. Come on. I mean, look, there's pockets out there that can fit a full-size Switch now, but we're talking about the average pocket here. I mean, the only way you could make... The only way... Okay. Hold on, I'm thinking. Hold on, the name, I gotta think of... Do I do a joke name or do I... The iSwitch. The iSwitch. It's a smartphone Switch, basically. Instead of you just plug some Joy-Cons onto the side of these bad boys, just slide them into the side, and then you have your phone Switch. Boom. It's like the only way, because like at least then the Switch is smaller. And then if the touchscreen works, then you can still do some games on your Switch phone. But then if you want to use the controller, you kind of slide them out, and it would almost end up being the size of, let's say, this. Hold on, should I get hired right now? Should I get hired by Nintendo? Right? It almost ends up being like this. Just slap one of these in the middle. That's your phone. You slide your Joy-Cons in, and you could play it like that. Was that good? Was that a good hiss? I don't even know if I don't know where that came from. I just tried it and it maybe worked. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't look away for 20 seconds. But anyway, that's what that just happened on the spot as far as trying to think of what they could do to improve the Switch or change it enough to be considered a new product, but also still have basically all the features of a Switch. And I literally think a smartphone Switch would be like the only way to make it actually better in terms of you know, handheldness, but also keep the fact that you can plug it into a monitor and stuff. But this is Nintendo we're talking about, who, you know, the hardware on the Switch was already basically old as soon as it came out. So them trying to do like a smartphone sized thing of that seems pretty impossible. Though, to be honest, it's not that much bigger, right? Like, that's my smartphone. That's not that much bigger. I mean, it's definitely bigger, but it's not that much bigger. But it would be, it would have to be pretty juiced up hardware to get down to that size and do all the things we would want it to do, which would make it so fucking expensive. It would be so insanely expensive. Also, it would be interesting, like, would they just partner with a phone company to do that, or would they like just do their own, like, dude, my Nintendo 5G is shit, what the fuck? Nintendo 5G is so bad, I can never get a connection. And all of a sudden your Nintendo 5G Maps program is like, wahoo, take a left. Like, what? Just say take a left, Mario, shut the fuck up. Dude, what the hell? All of a sudden Wario comes in, wah! That's not helpful, I'm trying to get directions. Or you take the wrong turn and the guy from Mario Kart is like, wrong turn, wrong turn. My water, no. You take the wrong turn and you just hear, God damn it, give me the actual sound effect, you bastard. You ruined the moment. Here we go. You hear this when you take the wrong turn? Lakitu comes out, turn around. Or this one. This is Mario Kart for the SNES. Quick tier list for wrong way Mario Kart sound effects. Okay, stream, let's start with the SNES sound effect. Not bad, a little bit like a crazy alarm. We'll see how we go about this. I'm gonna put it in the C tier for now. Just I need to calibrate. So, and then okay, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Okay, I'm not doing the whole bit. Anyway. This song, by the way, which has been good, is Picross 3D. Round 2. In before Lakitu picks you up and turns you. Now that's something that would be pretty nice. They made a phone, it would not be one. Well, how was my cat hiss though? Or did the mic not pick it up when I did the cat hiss? Not piss, hiss. Maybe it didn't pick it up. Thought that was good too. We're in a good part of the playlist right now, man. What the hell? Cat Hits was amazing. You told all her friends. Well, clip it and ship it. Clip it and ship it. Clip it and ship it. Told all your friends. Okay. Oh, you know what it is? We don't have the Angie emote. Or no, what is it? What's the one where the cat gets angry that I've seen? Is that Angie? Or is that something else? Whatever. Have you seen the one where the cat is like real close up and it just blinks? Called Plink or something? I don't like it. I don't get it. I mean, there's nothing to get. It's just a cat blinking. But I also think it does nothing for me. I'd rather have a Joel, you know what I mean? Rather have a spinning fish or something at least. What about Cat Kiss? Not a fan. It's okay. It's okay, but not my cup of tea. Is there like a different, It's okay. Huh? I like huh. Obviously, because I have it in. But strangely, perhaps, I don't like the huh that's the turtle guy from whatever movie that is. I don't know what movie it is. I don't like the turtle one. I like the cat huh because it's 2 H's, so if you want to type actual huh, then you can. But if you want the cat, you just throw another H on there. You've already typed H once, it's Omega Quick. You know what I want to do? I've been thinking about this for fucking ever. Is to add a custom emote that is just lol W, and then add it to 7TV as Kek W or Kek L or whatever. So then if people type Kek W, lol W just shows up because I have it under that name. What about what? Which one is what? I don't know if I know that one. I probably do, but just didn't know that it was under that name. Let me search. Is it this one? It is this one. I don't like any of the ones that have this like face. The 3D yellow guy. Emoji guy. I don't like it. It's too, I don't know what, it's like something about it. I'm like, I don't like it. None of the ones that have that I think I have. Yeah, like ironic, yeah, but the thing is actually, even though the style of it may be ironic 90s, what it actually is Zoomer. Isn't it? Like basically, because that's what they use. But it's like in the style of, because 90s is old or something. Either way, I don't like it. I don't know. It goes to that territory where it's like trying to be too funny to me. I just don't. It's just it does nothing. Does nothing for me. Hold on. Trending. Oh, Rage. This is the one I was thinking of. Ragey. I've been seeing this one get more attention. It is kind of cute. Not gonna lie. Kind of cute. But I still don't think... And then here's Plink. Plink's been crazy. I haven't seen Plonk yet. I've never seen that. I've seen Ain't No Way a bunch as well. Oh, you can't see Plink. Plink's here. It's just a Plink. Ain't No Way I've seen a bunch. I don't... I honestly don't get why people like this one. The phrase I get why people like. And like the initial face of the skeleton is kind of funny. But like the whole second half of this GIF where it goes around the fan just is like, what? It doesn't. It's stupid. The voices. Where's that one? Oh, this. You know what? This is gonna sound crazy. To me, when I had glanced at this size, it to me. Hold on. Hold on. Hold. Hold. I gotta go here so you don't see it at first. Oh, you stupid bitch. Fucking Google. Okay. This to me. This cat, the voices one. When I first glanced at this, I thought it was a cat wearing one of these. Right when I found it, when you said, "Oh, look for the voices," it straight up looked like it had one of these on him. I'm not even kidding. It kind of does, doesn't it? It kind of does. Like from a zoomed out perspective, it kind of looks like it's wearing one of those. And then the paws, the actual hand parts, are actually its ears. Or like its ears popping out of the hair. It looks like that. I'm telling you. It looks like that. Obviously, when you have it more zoomed in, it still kind of looks like that if you look at it from a distance. There are a ton of cat stuff that has been trending, which is also part of why I maybe don't want to add them all. I don't mind having some. But, like, I don't want to just have... I mean, I'm not even that much of a cat guy. Let him cook. Who let him cook? Reiji is adorable. And the red in the background for it really does up it. If it didn't have the red background, this would be much worse in my opinion. But the red background makes it a lot better. But even then, I don't think I want to add it. It's like we got enough, you know. The people go through emotes too fast now. That's also your second link just won't fucking display for me. Oh, if I hover over it, I can see it though. Yeah, it's like him doing a shrug. I don't give a shit about that. Look, I want, Madge. Madge works and is already like 3 layers deep. Instead of like the rage face or whatever and stuff. This face, which isn't even gonna show up right, but anyway. Music's kind of intense. Okay. It's... Dude, am I crazy though? It kind of looked like the cat had one of those wigs on. Come on, a little bit? Come on, a little bit. A little bit. I don't even really like that I added Joopy Jedge. I only did it because... I don't know. Because I did. Do I have Angie? I do have Angie. Angie's kind of like Reiji. Alright, I have to go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. We come back. We watch the second half of the Pokemon Gray and Z thing, which will be on Pokemon Z. And then maybe we try some Unite. Okay? That's the plan. Great. Flat. Great.
We know your time is valuable.
See you on the
Thank
field,
you
boys.
for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you.
Do be dancing. Jesus Christ, why
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as
get
possible.
together? Get together and be alright. Wokage. Get together.
We know your
we'll
time is valuable.
be
Thank
alright. Boop-a-doo-ba-da-ba-dee-ba-boo-ba-da-beep-ba-da-boop. So, we are on the second half of this video about what happened to Pokemon Gray and Pokemon Z from Did You Know Gaming. We have already watched the first half of the video about Pokemon Gray. So, we are now at the Pokemon Z stage of the story. So, let's hear it.
Now let's move on to the second half of this
Okay,
video.
here's the problem. This headset sucks, and I can't hear shit. And that's because it's not plugged in. So maybe if I plug in, I can hear some of it. So let's try that first. Might need to plug in the cable to hear it.
Pokemon
There
Z.
we go.
Similar to Gray, it seems Z was originally part of Game Freak's master plan, but while Gray eventually got morphed into 2 sequels, Z got axed entirely, and the series skipped Kalos 2.0 and jumped straight to Alola. Why'd this happen?
Alola.
Well, let's start off with the official explanation, as provided by Junichi Masuda in a 2016 issue of Spain's official Nintendo magazine.
Okay,
that
let's
we
hear it.
translated. The magazine asks, why do we never end up seeing Pokemon Z? Masuda says, we never really planned to make a third version. We always wanted to do things that surprise fans. For example, after Black and White, people thought Pokemon Gray was gonna come next, but instead we made Black and White 2. And the same thing with X and Y. Instead we made Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. People thought Pokemon Z would come next, but taking advantage of the fact that it's the 20th anniversary, we decided to deliver another surprise with Sun and Moon. Simply put, they made a new generation instead of Z to celebrate Pokemon's anniversary in 2016. But Masuda's explanation doesn't really line up with the series'
Yeah, that
usual
sounds like
timeline.
bullshit.
Looking back at the 3 previous generations, a paired release always followed up with a return to the same region about 2 years later. So if history's any guide, Z wasn't due in 2016 as Masuda suggested. It actually should have been released a year earlier. In fact, 2015 was the only year in almost a decade that we didn't get a new mainline Pokemon game. And it's not just Game Freak's
I
release
didn't know that.
schedule that suggests something's missing. There's also data hidden inside their own games. As far back as 2014, data miners were already rooting around in X and Y's internal data and finding hints that Game Freak was working on 2 more Generation 6 games, which at the time were only known as Game 28 and Game 29. Think of it like the forms table from Generation 5's data, but instead of a list of every Pokemon,
List of
it's
the
a list
games.
of every Pokemon game, including the ones that don't exist yet, but Game Freak plans to release in the future. When
Goddamn,
Sun
I'm
and
tight.
Moon launched a few years later, data miners dug in and found data for 7 unreleased games. In addition to 2 Generation 6 games, Game Freak was also reserving spots for 2 more
Pentagon.
Generation 7 games and 3 Game Boy games for the Virtual Console. Not a lot of folks were paying attention, but these guys had a pretty good idea on what Game Freak was going to do next. This is long before they'd even be announced yet. But over the next year, those reserved spots became Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and Gold Silver Crystal on 3DS. But those 2 Gen 6
3DS.
games remained a mystery and never got released. However, more information came to light when Generation 7 source code leaked in 2020, revealing that
Dude,
games
2020 really was the fucking bomb. In terms of Giga Leaks, there was a lot of not good things too. Alright, fucking relax. relax. Dude, the Giga Leaks were so fucking hype. It was just like it wasn't even every day, it was like every fucking hour. That there was new shit being like discovered and shared on Twitter and stuff. It was crazy.
29 were called the Kalos Reserve. Likewise, 2 reserve spots called Alola Reserve later became Ultra Sun and Moon. Eventually, every game in the data got released, except for those 2, the Kalos Reserve games. In the data, they're placed between Oris and Sun and Moon, which means if they
Which
had
would line
released,
up
it would have been in
2015.
As we discussed earlier when talking about Pokemon Gray, 2 games are better than 1 when it comes to sales revenue. And the data reveals that Game Freak was reserving the right to do the same thing in Generation 6 that they did in 5 and 7. Game Freak don't usually decide on the names of Pokemon games till later in development, so it's likely that Kalos Reserve games never had official, finalized titles. Maybe they would have eventually called them
Okay,
X-
here's what I'm calling right now. Alola D's nuts. I'm calling. So here's the thing. X and Y were the first, like 3D games. I'm calling that it was so shit that they were like, okay, we actually need extra time to like get this stuff to work and not be completely terrible. Even though, I mean, they made X and Y, so I don't know why they would care at that point. So maybe that idea is not true. But like something, my thought process is that there's something along the lines of like they needed that 1 extra year to be like, okay, if we don't have this extra year, we will not get Sun and Moon out in time or something.
X2 and Y2, or something like XZ and YZ, with the Z's stylized to look like
XZ and YZ would be such dumb names.
the number 2, but they never got that far. Since there aren't any official titles, for the sake of simplicity throughout the video, I'm just going to refer to them collectively as Pokemon Z.
Pokemon
now for
Z.
the big question, why didn't Game Freak take the time to actually make Pokemon Z? One big reason seems to be that they were distracted trying to make a new series that would become just as big as Pokemon. Now's the point where we need to
What?
explain the Gear Project, a Game Freak initiative that
The fuck
many
is the
Pokemon
Gear
fans
Project?
have never even heard of, but is critically important to how the company functioned in the 2010s. Back in the old days, before
like maybe I
Pokemon
heard
took
about
the
it.
world by storm, Game Freak used to make all kinds of games like Yoshi, Mario, Wario, and
Pulse Man.
None of them would set the world on fire, but they
I've seen
sold well
footage of
enough to
Pulse
keep
Man
the lights
before.
on. But after
Seems like a
Pokemon's
cool
first
game.
generation sold tens of millions of copies, Game Freak pretty much quit making other games and focused the studio exclusively on Pokemon. But all that changed in the Gen 5 era, where they came up with a new idea, the Gear Project, which was created with the sole purpose of developing a new intellectual property. And for a while, they were so focused on making new games with the Gear Project that it took precedence over Pokemon itself.
That's
According to
crazy.
Game Freak's Masayuki Onoe, There are two different production teams here at Game Freak,
That Amolga.
simply named Production Team 1 and Production Team 2. Team 1 is fully dedicated to Gear Project, while Team 2 is for the Pokemon operation. What that means is that Game Freak as a company is prioritizing Gear Project, which is production team number 1 more than Pokemon in general. We are always trying to create something that is equally exciting or more exciting than Pokemon. We recently translated...
Dude, that's a crazy thing to say. Because it's not like this is like... Well, maybe I can see it. Okay, rewind, right? In my mind, I was like, they have to just... Because, like, you know, Pokemon, the first few were amazing. And, I mean, even then, every one after still sold like crazy. And obviously the ones now sell crazy, even though they're basically worse than ever before. But at that time, Black and White weren't as well received, let's say. And maybe in their eyes, they thought they needed to work on a new possible thing because maybe Pokemon is on its way out. I could see why someone might think that. So it sort of lines up. Sort of lines up. Man, Pokemon Black and White really got the short end of it, huh? It was just late on the DS cycle. A lot of people, it was like the time period that the people that had started playing were getting to an age where like maybe they would skip out because of, you know, college or real, you know, work or whatever. What?
Issue of Famitsu Weekly, where Game Freak's top developers explain the Gear Project in depth. The way it works is that anyone in the company can go to management and pitch a new game concept. If 2 other Game Freak devs support the pitch, the 3 of them spend up to 6 months in the planning stages to make it a fully fledged game.
Wow.
If they make good progress, and the plan so far looks promising, Game Freak gives them more team members and more time, and it builds from there until the game is finished. The first game conceived through the Gear Project was Harmonite. James Turner, the only Englishman in the company, didn't speak Japanese too well, so he pitched the game entirely through storyboards. Basically, it's an auto-scrolling rhythm platformer where you collect music notes and beat up on bad guys. Eventually, around 20 team members were assigned to work on it, and Harmonite launched on the 3DS in 2012. A year later, they released Project Card Jockey, where you breed horses and play a card game to win races. Then later ported it to smartphones. And in 2015...
How did that get through?
The Gear Project gave us Tembo the Badass Elephant, a side-scrolling platformer where you rescue a city from an invading army. All 3 games got pretty good review scores, but hardly anyone bought them. That must have been quite a disappointment to Game Freak, since the whole point of the Gear Project was to build a new franchise that could sell as many copies as Pokemon. Unfortunately, that never happened. And
well, of course it didn't happen. It's fucking Pokemon, bro. Wait, you had the card jockey? Maybe just the art throws me off because it looks really kiddie.
Of the Gear Project games were successful enough to warrant even 1 sequel. 2012 to 2015.
Maybe the card gameplay is like kind of cool.
Was a period of time Game Freak would have otherwise been working on Pokemon Z, but instead took a big gamble on the Gear Project, a gamble that never paid off. Junichi Masuda lamented the fact in Famitsu, saying, "I'd say 1 out of 50 Pokemon fans have played them. I've tried to tell our fans, please try this one out, but the message didn't sink in. We also founded official Twitter and YouTube accounts last year. We started putting more effort into promoting these titles we've developed. So to all the fans of Game Freak, please subscribe to the channel. We actually just uploaded a video to the official channel yesterday. Please watch the video." It's worth noting that nowadays Game Freak's channel is basically dead as of 2022. They haven't uploaded a new video in over 2 years, and the most their channel has ever had was about 40,000 subscribers. And that pretty much sums up the Gear Project as a whole. They only released 2 more non-Pokemon games, Giga Wrecker and Little Town Hero, which also sold poorly, and it seems they've given up on building another Pokemon-sized mega franchise.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's an insane thing to try. Let's try to make a franchise that's bigger than the biggest franchise on the entire planet. I'm sure that's easy. Like, what?
The Gear Project was at its most active in the Gen 6 era, and seems to be a significant cause of why we didn't get a return to Kalos in 2015. It's hard to say exactly how many devs Pokemon Z would have required, but according to official figures by Game Freak, they expanded their team size by 50% when they transitioned from 2D to 3D. Black and White 2 and Heart Gold Soul Silver were primarily made by 20 devs or less, so
Which is crazy, by the way, because those games are awesome.
just as a rough estimate, you can expect around 30 would have been assigned to Z. Gear Project Games used up 15 to 20 developers each, and they made 3 of them in that era, so they probably required more resources than what would have been needed for a return to Kalos. After all, Game Freak was able to make Oris in just over a year. There were other Gear Project games they started making as well, but never finished. In other words, the company had a finite amount of resources, and rather than using them on Pokemon Z, they redirected those resources to non-Pokemon games instead. And it wasn't just the raw headcount. Some of Game Freak's top talent worked on the Gear project. For example, Oris and Usum's directors both took time off of Pokemon to design Harmonite, and Masuda was the general producer on every Gear project title, while Sugimori worked as an advisor and supervisor. They didn't want to just grow a massive new IP for the extra money it'd bring in, they were also a little nervous about their current position, having all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
The Wii U and 3DS got off to a rocky start, so badly in fact that some of the industry questioned if Nintendo would have to give up the hardware business altogether. After Harmonite's
I mean, that was kind of related to what I was saying.
poor sales, the Gear project targeted the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and even smartphones as a way to put their eggs in multiple baskets. There's also the fact that Game Freak only owns a fraction of the Pokemon brand, with Nintendo and Creatures owning the rest, which
them not
restricts
being
Game
full
Freak
Pokemon.
both financially and creatively compared to an intellectual property they own 100%. And on a more personal level, a lot of the Pokemon devs just wanted to work on something new for a change. But alright,
I mean, that's
we've
not
talked
really
about the Gear
surprising
project
either.
long enough. Point is, Game Freak never said point blank that their adventures with new IP was the reason Gen 6 got cut short, but reading through
Let's be
interviews and
honest,
looking
it
at all
was.
the data, they paint a very clear picture why 2015 was the year we didn't get a new Pokemon game.
So you think they officially, like, what year did they officially give up on, like, okay, I guess we're just gonna be the Pokemon guys now?
The anime shines even
When
more
the
light
Switch,
on the
like, for the
Z-shaped
Switch?
hole in 2015.
Maybe after the 3DS stuff
Historically,
ended?
new series and seasons sync up with
Probably.
new game releases. The first episode of Black and White's anime series aired in September 2010, the same month as the Black and White games. The second season of Black and White anime released in June 2012, the same month as Black and White 2. The XY anime
I was about to say, this doesn't line up. And I was like, oh, Japan air dates.
and games
Okay,
also
that makes
released
more
at the same
sense.
time. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire launched with the episode where Mega Rayquaza made its anime debut, along with pretty much every other Mega Evolution who got added in Oris. And finally, the XYZ anime aired its first episode October 2015, which is when Zygarde's 10% and 50% forms made their first appearance,
That's
along
right.
with Zygarde cores and Zygarde cells. The anime is already out a good deal in advance, so it appears Pokemon Z was originally scheduled to launch around the same time as this episode. There's also some unused
Good
content in
detective
X
work.
and Y's internal data that suggests Game Freak was planning more for Kalos, at least at the time that those games were in development, like AZ's Floette, which has unique stats, a signature attack called Light of Ruin, and even has its own cry in X and Y's internal data, none of which ever got used. It should be noted though, all this data for AZ's Floette could have also just been evidence for a distribution event, rather than an expanded storyline.
That's
Although it
fair,
should be
that's
noted
fair.
that AZ's Floette can also be found in Sun and Moon's internal data, Game Freak took the time to update Light of Ruin's attack animations, despite it still being unused. The fact that they updated AZ Floette
weird.
after X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire suggests the new animation might have originally been created for Pokemon Z. But there might be some other
Chat.
explanation. And without more data or a statement directly from Game Freak, why they updated Light of Ruin remains a mystery. X and Y's
I
data
felt like I
also
was
has
about to
2 moves
sneeze,
for
but then I
Zygarde,
didn't, so
1000
now I got
arrows,
nothing to
1000
say.
waves, which went completely unused in those games. A similar thing happened in Gen 5, when Freeze, Burn, and Ice Shock were found in Black and White's internal data, but didn't get added as Kyurem signature attacks until Black and White 2. The fact the same thing happened with Zygarde in X and Y suggests Game Freak was planning to do the same in Z. Z never came out though, so 1000 Arrows and 1000 Waves were first introduced in Sun and Moon instead. Zygarde only played a
Suspicious.
small role in X and Y, just sitting in a post-game cave with no connections to the story, which is basically the same role that Kyurem had in Black and White, then got a lot more fleshed out in the sequels. Fans expected a similarly expanded role for Zygarde in Pokemon Z, but that never happened. Instead, additional
That
Zygarde
did never
content
happen.
found its way into Sun and Moon. Scattered all over Alola, you have to find 5 Zygarde cores and 95 cells to make its 10% form, 50% form, and its complete
Well, they probably just took that stuff, those ideas, and put them into Sun and Moon.
form. This side quest would have made a lot
Like
more
Bet-
sense in
Yveltal.
Kalos, and an
Yeah.
even bigger story tie-in like Kyurem got seems to have been hinted in X version's Pokedex, which says, when the Kalos region's ecosystem falls into disarray, Zygarde appears and reveals its secret power. Other areas Z could have expanded on is the mysterious locked door on Route 13 and all the buildings behind it, which can be seen but never explored.
Suspicious.
And a few more Mega Evolutions. Ken Sugimori said that they tried to make Mega Flygon but couldn't finish the design.
No, I actually didn't know that they did try to do it, because I know a lot of people really wanted Mega Flygon.
Now for the big question.
Yeah, see, even Elemental
How
still
far
salty.
into development did Pokemon Z actually get? Not far, it seems, as there's no evidence any code ever got written. This video would probably be a lot more interesting if we said maybe it was half finished, that the Zygarde side quest Core Enforcer Z moves could have all been taken from a scrap build to Z and copy pasted in Sun and Moon. It's likely
would
that
be
some
neat.
ideas got repurposed, but looking through Sun and Moon source code, everything Zygarde related appears to have been written from scratch. There aren't any large chunks of code copy pasted from an unfinished version of Pokemon Z, or at least there's no
None that we
evidence
know
that's
of.
been discovered. There are millions of lines of code and thousands of different versions of them. A lot of it hasn't been combed over thoroughly, so it's impossible to say with
the Giga Leak
100%
is so
certainty that none
sick.
of it came from Z.
As not just the Giga Leak was
Data
so
miners
awesome.
have been digging for years though. Actually, while this video was getting made, one of the data miners we're working with found a distribution event for Sinna's Zygarde that got deleted from Sun and
Ooh.
Moon. New things are still being discovered, but so far nothing to suggest there's a half-finished Pokemon Z sitting in a vault somewhere. With all that said, there's probably more to the
There's some sort of pun with her name.
story than what we've laid out here. Game Freak's adventure with the game project and the new IP had its consequences, but it's probably not the only reason we never got Pokemon Z, or XZ, or YZ, or whatever they would have ended up calling them. Maybe personal
Probably the
interests or
Gear
office
Project.
politics were at play, or Game Freak wasn't all that enthusiastic about Kalos in general. We'll probably never get a full and official explanation, so even though we've connected a lot of dots and data points, it'd be irresponsible not point out that there are almost certainly a few dots we couldn't find in our research.
for sure.
Aside from the sparse data points and leftovers and inferences based on series history, we'll probably never know what Pokemon Z might have become. But that hasn't stopped fans from dreaming. Almost a decade later, people are still asking for a return to Kalos.
You gotta wonder. It is one of those things where, like, when they get super Omega old, you think they'll spill the beans? You know what I mean? Like someone like Matsuda and stuff. You gotta think that they won't. But there's a part of you that's like, what if, come on, just spill the beans. Just let us, come on. Just, come on. What are they gonna do to you?
And it seems less and less likely with each passing year. But who knows? Maybe someday Pokemon Z will become DLC for the inevitable Gen 6 remakes. Did you know that Pokemon Coliseum's devs didn't know anything about Pokemon?
We have watched this video that it's talking about. But anyway, yes, that was good. In a weird way, I kind of enjoyed the part about Z more than Gray. But that might just be because I knew more about Black and White already. But the stuff about how, like the Gear Project, I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know that 2015 was the only year that, like, it didn't release a game. That, whatever the other thing is, the lining up with the anime releases, etc. Nintendo is typically tight-lipped. That is correct. I have to go to the bathroom again. But then after that, I'll play a game. I haven't said I've gone live on Discord. I guess I'll do that when I come back too. I'm not gonna use the be right back screen, but I gotta. feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know. Don't. Posture check, posture check. Hello, wave. Hello and wave. That was my horse impression. That wasn't my best horse impression, to be honest. That could have been better. Dude, do you see the title of today's YouTube video? Vocab? Hello? Don't have access to your showdown amount. You should do newer gym battles and learn for funsies. Angie face. Dude, I don't even know. I know fairies are super effective against dragon and weak to poison, maybe? I don't even know if that's true. I don't even know if that's true. God, that would be so bad. All right. We're here. That's crazy that the game almost crashed just trying to go through the menu. A little crazy. Alright, can I do this? I need to complete a mission. Okay. I can show you the boss challenge thing. How about that? Start there. I guess. Or no, we'll do this. We'll do a quick battle that I will use Snorlax in so that I get the mission thing. Then maybe figure out after that. Afico's online. What? No way. Quick battle, use Snorlax, even though I don't even know anything about this map. Then maybe try ranked. I've tried so many passwords for Showdown. I've tried so many. Because I know, I remembered like kind of how long it looks, because when it would autofill, I could like, you know, it has the dots, the circles or whatever, so I kind of remember how long it is, give or take. What are you gonna do though? Oh, the UI is different, by the way, on this part. Take this off. What else would I want to do? Yeah, something like that, I guess. X speed. Say that. I don't know how this map works, man. I don't know. I'm just doing this for a mission. Hey, the dog. It's the dog character that's broken. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know why I felt the need to do that. This music's kind of nice. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, but I'm just hanging out, I guess. Oh, I guess you should do like dunk stuff. Dunk items would be good. I'm chilling. Yeah, the map's kind of cool. Oh, time 2 points. Pretty good. Probably should not have used this moveset, but that's alright. Okay. I just haven't interacted with the enemy once. No big deal or anything. Looking for things to kill? Okay. Those Abras were a lot though. They were like 20. Not like that. Oh, it's because they go away. I can't believe they just let me dunk. Oh, okay. I'm going this way. Don't mind me.
Don't give up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ult now. Oh, I got him! Oh, I did the wrong button. Oh, butt slam. Oh, you're locked in. You're locked in the corner. You can't go anywhere. Get him, guys. Get him, get him, get him. Let's go! Hell yeah. Let's dunk, fellas. What? Go, go. There's a lot of time left. No, Mew! Well, I got 50 big ones. You hear that? They're saying I'm on fire. Wait, how much is this spider thing? Worth 15? I have no idea if we're ahead or not, but... Oh, give me that Abra? No, my Abra! Alright, that was a mistake. I may have missed out on a lot of points by doing that. Abra! Shit. No, no dunk for you. No dunk for you. I don't think so. I don't think so. Boom! Wait, kill him. He's so OP! What the fuck? Alright, well. Big Berry Snorlax. There you go. Thank you, Mew, for cleaning up. I don't have any points to dunk. He's gonna grab that berry. Look. I'm just trying to make Charizard not dunk when there's double 2 points here. That's really all I'm looking for. Okay, okay. Ouch. How did he get double pushback? The Charizard's so low! He's gonna get so many points! That's 100 points right there! Fuck! Mew, stop him! No! Mew's just doing this by himself. You're not gonna kill it in time. You just go down. Do something! You fool! You fool! What are you doing? My respawn is so long.
Time's up.
Oh, whatever. We don't have to play Snorlax anymore.
That mode is interesting. Kind of strange. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we were fine until the end, and then they got a lot of big ones. Don't good job me. Alright. So. The question is... do I dare go into ranked? Oh, wait, you gotta get my rewards for last season being a Pokemon Master. Oh, no, that's this season. Because they start me at Ultra 5. Look at all that stuff I get. Do I do a warm-up game? Or do I do a real game? And yes, I have not done, we did not do Unity games today. I don't know. I didn't want to do it twice in a row. Probably means there's a good chance we do some of it Sunday. Trying to finish them off. I think there's 3 left. I mean, maybe we do it today. Alright, apparently they're just gonna make me have to do ranked, which I'm scared to do, because I have not played once this season. Actually, when does the season end? 46 days? When is 46 days from now? April 18th. That's pretty far away. That's like enough to wait for this dog to get nerfed and not be really dumb. But I guess let's do 1. Let's do 1, and depending on how it goes, maybe we end up doing Unity instead. The berry Snorlax, though. Very berry. Boy, oh boy. If I don't get to use Urshifu, I'm in trouble. Because I have no idea. I don't have much of a backup. Okay, we're in there. We're in there, we're in there. Alright, they already got 2 people calling that. So depending on what these people want to do, he'll go center, okay. I'll go bottom. We have, I guess Crustle can run in. Don't go Cinderace, we already got Greninja. You're crazy, you're crazy, we have no stuns. I mean, that's not true, but that's crazy, you're crazy. You're crazy. Oh, man, why does ours, oh, man, our Crustle's got Score Shield. Buddy Berry? I mean, maybe. Okay, alright, well, neither team has the OP dog, so that's cool, I guess. The only person for me to really jump on is Greninja, so we're gonna hope their Greninja's the jungle. Wait, EMP? Yo, Havens, you see that? EMP? You think? Yo, Triforce. You think? Alright, this fucking guy needs to let me get a last hit. Bro. Bro! What the fuck? Didn't even let me get a single last hit. Now I can't dunk. I can't believe I got that for free though. I'm already, like, not feeling good about my teammate here, who took every single piece of the farm, so I couldn't go to dunk right away to get a stack. That didn't make me feel
like I have a great chance, but we'll see. But our teammate, or their team also doesn't seem that great. I don't think I have enough points to dunk here, though. Alright, where is their jungle? Their jungle gonna come down, or what? Alright. Their jungle is the frog? I'm going mid for these middle guys. Alright, I'm coming back down, bunny. I still got a little baby Larvitar, huh? Oh, he dashed out of it. I'm fine here. Oh, there's slow bros here, dude. Come on. Got him. That is unfortunate. This Greninja's here now. Our bunny's just doing it? That seems crazy. There's 3 of them, bro. You can't do that. Good regenning. Last hit it like a champ, of course. Our teammates came down, which is pretty fucking dope. I'm not gonna get my dunk. Nope. So I only have 1 stack still. Oh, what? Another dunk would be nice. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Run, Cresso! Alright, he's getting out. He's getting out. Oh, he's going crazy. Alright, that was not a good move, but... Our Greninja came in. Seems good. Please let me dunk. Yes. Extra dunk. Dude, I like my teammates. They know to retreat. They know how to retreat. Rare footage. Rare footage, rare footage. If he lets me do the jungle. He do be letting me do the jungle. That's nice too. That is also nice. It would be nice to get this before the fight happens, but... Coming! Just had to ult somebody. Run! Run! I can make it. I'm so low. Bury me? Oh. Okay, okay. Okay. I gotta get out of here. Crazy. Alright, I'm getting out of here. I gotta heal, I can do some jungle. Serena got the middle, which is great, or the bottom rather. Okay, I wasn't sure if Greninja would be mad that I took that, but he's not going that way. I'm liking my team, but also scared because that might mean that they throw at the end game, because that's a thing that will happen sometimes. They'll get overconfident and then throw at the end. It's kind of a classic Pokemon Unite move. I mean, we're winning pretty hard though. Not really any farm to do unless you try to steal farm. You're dead. You're pretty dead. Serena? You like how I weaved out of the way of the berry to make sure that she could get it? That's teamwork right there. We can potentially get this Reggie. I'd rather them kill that bottom point anyway. There's two of them bottom because we saw them dunk, so we should be able to do this. We do so much damage. We do so much damage, dude. If we can pick him off, that'd be huge. Alright, he jumped away. Our Pruttle's being a little crazy. Crazy. Kind of drawing him near. Let me dash, let me dash! Alright, well that didn't go well. Okay, he cleaned up the Pika, I like that. Cleaned up the Tyranitar, perfect. Venusaur did do a couple Dunkaroos. Serena's looking like she's gonna go solo dunk, 50, which isn't crazy. I suppose that's legal. I suppose I'll allow that. Their Venusaur seems pretty bad, by the way. I mean, if she dunks this, then we're gonna have a lead and we just have to defend and make sure they don't get it, but our Greninja just died, which has me concerned. So I'm gonna sit here for a moment. Look at the HP bar. Alright, I'm gonna make my move. Not yet. Oh my god. Okay, so I could have actually gotten that, which is very disappointing. I don't know how no one killed it when it was at 0 HP, but now we might lose. Now we probably lose if they dunk bottom or middle now. They might even already be ahead. Serena's got to defend. This guy. I mean, Serena got a 50. Oh, no. Unless they can hold that one off.
3, 2, 1.
Did Venusaur get his? If Venusaur doesn't get his, which he didn't, there's a chance we still won. I wouldn't say I threw, because there was a low % chance of me getting the Rayquaza steal anyway, but I would say I could have played it better, that's for sure. Wait a smidge later? Okay, yeah, we still won. I will give that to the Crustle in that one, and then he also... You know what? Everyone did well. If anything, I did not that great. I did okay. My damage was low, but I didn't do much fighting. I was farming more than anything else. And it was a low damage game. Take it. Did you see the name though, Havens? EMP Mortis? EMP Kaiza? Kasai? Kasai? I don't know how you would say that. But yeah, that happened. So yeah. surprised I wasn't able to kill the Pikachu with the full combo, though. I guess maybe I didn't have dunk stack, so I was doing less damage, and I'd have to go back to see if there was like a buddy barrier or something. But yeah. Serena. Russell did some stuff. I don't know what happened though. They got like knocked up. It almost, I don't know, whatever. We'll go again. So it was what? Cinder, Serena, Russell, Greninja, and me. We'll go again. Alright, I will lock in. I imagine that Dodrio is going to call center. Would be my guess. They're called top. Okay. I mean, I'll go center. No one, everyone's too scared. I guess I'll do it then. I guess I'll call it. I kind of like that we can see everyone's builds now and stuff. That's cool. Oh, the Eldegoss is using that new item. I think it buffs healing or something. Not loving that. Okay, we're gonna lose. Our teams didn't call any lanes besides Dodrio, and they have the dog that's OP with a skin, and a Dodrio with the skin. We're losing. We gotta be losing this one, surely. Surely. Like, why make yourself have to do that whole waiting thing, Tree? Why not just say where you're gonna go? I don't understand. If you just said where you were going, they would know. Anyway. What are the lanes looking like? Pika and Ralph's top, Dodrio and Tree bottom. That means their dog is jungle, which makes sense because he's OP. Makes sense, makes sense. Dog's already top. This man is fast. I mean, this lane of theirs is very strong early. Why is he so fast, man? I tried to flash to the other side and I was not able to in time. But that's cool. They stole blue already? We're not gonna win this game. We cannot win this game.
Unless one of my teammates got the blue. But I have a feeling that's not the case. Not even gonna bother going to the 8-minute middle, because they're obviously gonna win that, because they have the dog, so. Coming bottom, guys. Fucking guy is fast, man. I helped. Oh god. You're dead. He's coming for me next. Okay, we locked him in. Come on. Game, no! Okay, I got the Dodrio. Oh god, he's back. I gotta get out of here. He's coming! Okay, Eldegoss heals. No. Somehow we're alive because of Eldegoss heals are insane. I mean, their jungle's still down here, so I'm like okay with staying down here, but. It feels weird leaving the jungle up, you know? Haven't seen their dog show up. The tree's down there. Oh, there's the dog. The dog's just doing it. Alright, well, they're gonna lose bottom then. How are our Dodrio and Tree losing to one Pika that's top then? There's 4 of the bottom. Holy shit, our Eldegoss is crazy. Don't worry, guys. I'm coming bottom now. They're only gonna kill the point completely. Stop them from killing it, I guess. I killed the dog! It's possible! It only took my ult. Oh, he do be X speeding though, huh? That's right, Dodrio, you made a mistake. Oh, did he just, oh, what was that? Okay. I do trust my Eldegoss, I'll say that. I'll say that. I imagine this stuff in the middle is taken? It is not taken. That's surprising. And we got the Reggie E? Maybe we have a chance. Gonna do some jungle though. Need more XPs. They probably shouldn't be trying to necessarily put this Reggie E in, but you know, it is what it is. It do be like that sometimes. You know what? I'm gonna go straight bottom. I'm gonna not do the last ball toy. Go up for my squad. Ouch. Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! He should still die. Oh, my dash! My dash wasn't up yet! Oh, shit. I'm here with Eldegoss. Okay, I was checking the Regi's health. Somehow, we're doing okay. The dog is dead! I repeat, the dog is dead! I ulted just to stay alive. I'm coming, I'm coming! We got it, we got it, we got it. HP restored. That was crazy. That was crazy. And I'm fine with Dodrio taking the jungle, because I'm taking the middle, it makes sense. coming, I'm coming. I'm coming up to the top lane. And Pika ulted and Eldegoss ulted. And our Dodrio ulted. I don't know about that one, fellas. Oh, you're kind of winning, though? Oh, I missed the dog! Oh, Lord, he coming. Oh, shit, Dodrio got him! I'm leaving the berry for you, Dodrio. Oh, God. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die, I stunned him with my punch. We're crazy. Our team's crazy. Heals a little bit, heals a little bit. I'm gonna start this thing. We could have maybe done it if he kept fighting for it. Shit, nice catch, Dodrio. Okay, okay. I don't know about our team starting it. I'm wondering where the hell they're... Okay, our Dodrio's going in. I'm looking for their dog, dude. What that dog doing? Okay, I don't know. Guys, why? Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Why couldn't they wait till the 1 minute mark, man? I don't get why our guard... Like, we had the positioning where they had to come to us, and we have a Gardevoir ult. It just didn't make sense for them to keep attacking it. Especially when they have this guy, the dog, his whole thing is that his ult does a bazillion million damage, and is really good for last hitting. So, like, it just didn't make sense. They were already on their way coming to us. Just leave it at, like, half health, and then let us fight them. We're obviously not gonna get any dunks. Disappointing, because I actually felt like we were doing pretty well despite not having the dog. Yeah, man. Nice surrender.
3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Fucking wait until the 1 minute mark at least. We were doing well. We actually were doing well, which was surprising to me. Obviously, we lost.
You lose.
I will thumbs up the Eldegoss, though. They were pretty sweet. Is that a thumbs up because I didn't do enough damage? Maybe. I mean, their dog didn't do much either. Again, we should have probably won that game. The only reason they have the levels they do is because they beat Rayquaza and then got dunks. But I think our levels weren't that bad going into it. Which again is annoying. Hello? I was like, what the hell is happening? Because I couldn't move on the menu, so I was confused. Like, what's going on? What was it? Dodrio Treetop? Was it Dodrio Treetop on our team? Yeah, it was. And then it was Guard, Eldegoss, bottom. Other team, Pika, Tree, Dodrio, Dog, Guard. Dog, Jungle, actually wasn't that bad. Our Eld was good. Thought we were outplaying. Yeah, outplaying or even at the very least. We had middle control.
for Rayquaza. But, who was it? It was but Guard and someone? Gardevoir and Tree, maybe? Or somebody? Just kept doing Ray instead of waiting for them to have to come to us, even though our guard could basically just ult them when they show up. That would, you know, make sense. Instead, let the dog run up top above it right when it's low to ult and steal it. Granted, I could have probably tried to punch steal it, which I wasn't exactly ready for because it seemed so obvious. I am typing. Seemed so obvious that you would stop attacking Ray because everyone is up and coming while we had positional strength. So yeah, we lost. I was typing. And I'm looking away for 20 seconds now. Pineco. Pineco. Any Pineco fans? Brock's Pineco was a homie. I mean, he was okay. Brock's Pineco was whatever. Became a fortress, which is cool. Pineco just Pineco. It just sounds funny when he the way that they said it in the anime. Pineco. I don't know. This is kind of cool. Kind of all right. That's not what I wanted to press. I think I should be allowed to roll the dice now? Yeah. Oh, I have to claim my things first. Oh, I have to win a battle of Snorlax? Ah, shit. I thought I just had to, play as Snorlax. Jesus Christ, could this be any slower? Dude, come on, I don't want to play as Snorlax. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not fucking leaving. Now the question is, do I try another ranked game? Even though now we're like 1-1, we're even? Or do I sort of just wow, what a challenge. Participate in the battle. Or do I just, you know, chill? What was the other option that I was going to do instead? There was something I was gonna consider doing instead of Unite, but I don't remember what it was anymore. Oh, Unity? I don't know if I want to do that either. I do have to go to the bathroom again though, which I know it's been what, 20 minutes or something? It hasn't been very long, but sometimes it be like that. Where's my Pineco at? There he is. Hold on. Just to confirm. Come on, no one's got a Pineco clip? Where's my Pinecos at? Wait, maybe this one?
It's over now. Pineco, come on out. I know I caught you under strange circumstances, but I think it's safe to say we're gonna be good friends.
He just explodes. He doesn't say his name.
Pineco, no! Help me!
someone dubbing over Pineco. Dude. You're killing me here. Oh? Maybe?
Pineco, Pineco, Pine.
This is just someone else talking about Pineco. Maybe this one? Pineco. Oh, wait, you hear, ready?
What was that?
It's still not a good one. You need to like hear the full thing. You just, without explosion. Pineco. You can kind of hear it, but anyway. Pineco. Wait.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Pineco.
You son of a bitch! Someone, I just want to hear someone do the. I just want to hear the Pineco voice. Why? Why do they gotta? Why? Come on! Just give me the Pineco voice. Fuck. Dude, it's not here. It's not possible. What if I do this? This is gonna be like the in-game cry. Yeah, that's not what I want to hear. It's not it. Not what I want. What if I just do Pokemon Pineco? Can we? How to get a Pineco? 20 Pineco locations tutorial. Wait, Pokemon Journeys. He catches a Pineco.
Register to your Pokédex.
He didn't even say it. He didn't even say his line. Oh, maybe it's the Japanese version. Dude, why? Why? Just why? Just why? Wait. There it is. There it is.
Allow me to.
Oh. Pineco.
Allow me to introduce Pineco. We make a great team, but if you tutor us, Aya, we'll make an even better
He's
one.
gonna explode.
Pineco. No, please, not now, Pineco.
Brock has the right idea.
Anyway, that payoff wasn't worth. Pineco. It still wasn't the one I looked for because he doesn't. But it was close enough. It was close enough. I'll accept it. Anyway, I have to pee again. Should we do more ranked? Is the question. Pineco. I think we do one more, and if I lose, then we stop. Because I was thinking about it while I was peeing, and it's like, okay, like, you know what I'm no. What happened was both games were winnable, and that's why I feel like I want to do one more. Not only were both games winnable, I would say, at least in the last fight, we had positional advantage. And probably should have won. There wasn't anything too crazy about our team that felt like it was unwinnable or not even advantage. The dog player didn't seem that good, but maybe he just hadn't, you know, I don't know. We dealt with the dog multiple times. partially because I act like it's a nuclear, you know, like thing. I don't like Machamp's moveset, I'll say that. Okay. Isn't the hood a healing item? That just concerns me. This is... Okay, wait, isn't that Drain Crown a healing item? Why? What are these what are these items? Maybe I just don't actually remember how they work, but whatever. I'll hinder him. Oh, the menu just decides to lag. Okay, the problem is Slowbro has to be good for us to win, I think, here. We have some pretty squishy stuff that are going to get destroyed by Gengar. Good news is, 1, they don't have a dog. 2, they also have 3 squishy people. And then Lucario and Azumarill aren't like squishy, but they aren't big either. So that's, you know, I think we can win this game. I think, really, if our Slowbro was good at all, or even if they just do a good ult at the end fight, I think we can win easy. Let him get the last hit on the bunny. That was close. Okay, I got my stack in. Damn, I didn't get it. I got that one though. Nice kill. Good shit. Our Ralts is pretty good. Dodge, dunk, dip, duck, and dive. I'm probably gonna die now, but that's alright. 3 stacks is pretty good. I'm happy with that. Our Curlia is like, I mean, I think level-wise and stuff, we're pretty good. We're pretty decent. I'm gonna say they let me get that so I could evolve, though I don't know if that's true. Don't actually know how true that is, but... I'm gonna head to the middle. Get that XP real quick, like. Pretty good. Then head back down. They did the plus, that means they're paying attention and stuff too. Yeah, they were not ready for that. Nice kill. I like my Curlia. I like my Curlia. Let her take it to try to evolve. There we go, now she's evolved. They only got a Curlia. I got hit by all the circles there. Okay, okay. Gardevoir action. If I could get level 9, that would be nice.
Playing it close. Playing it close. Ah, she didn't get it. I was too low at it. If I had ult, then I would have just ulted, but... It do be like that. Okay. Did get most of those last hits, which is pretty good at least. Slowbro's get in the middle, I like that. Take a berry, leave a berry. Are Slowbros going in? Nice ult. She's at full health, she can't do anything about the berries. Took them both. That was actually a pretty nice play on the team there. Uh-oh, Gardevoir, I'm coming, my queen! Okay, nice. Uh-oh, watch out for the bird. Bird snipes are real. I'm gonna go back and heal. There's no point. Then I can jump pad. If we need to. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting locked in. I was stunned for so long there. That's unfortunate, obviously. Okay. Alright, Gardevoir and whatnot coming to clean up a little bit. Appreciate that. Bro, you're 2 levels ahead, alright? Let me get a little bit of love. Ah, shit. I knew it. Fucking didn't show himself till the last second. God damn it, man. I knew it, dude. I was like, I probably don't need to charge the Wicked Blow, right? Yeah, I did. Now they're gonna dunk 50. Overdunked by 30 or 20? I don't know if we got the bottom Reggie or not. Gonna guess no. Not great, not great. They're gonna fight over that instead of covering something. Yep, sounds about right. I thought they would have killed it. Oh, they're gonna kill it now. Oh shit, no they're not. Okay. Good thing, Zora with the red doesn't really make sense. I'm just gonna say it. Unless they're actually slowing somebody down. If anything, the Fox should have the blue buff too. But maybe Zora can prove me wrong here. This is a very scary fight. This is right before Ray is coming up. I would have much rather been level 13, I'll say that.
The final stretch.
Trying to keep my eyes down here in case someone tries to go for a dunk. Cario's over there. Gengar's looking to jump. I'm waiting. I'm hoping that Punch will be up in a few seconds. I'm gonna say that I helped, because I did try to time my punch with it. Oh, he did not do that out very well. No, I didn't get my dunk in time. That was weird. They just like didn't. Maybe they didn't scroll with their map to see us, or like didn't see the health.
They just like didn't really. I mean, the Gengar I guess was above the top in Saw, but that was strange. Very anticlimactic. It was there wasn't really an end fight. It just was kind of. The Azumarill went in. Dude, my damage is so low. I didn't do shit. I did things. It just doesn't look like it because I'm not fighting people for no reason. I do feel like the damage numbers don't always tell the story. If it's a very low, I will do that. If it's a very low fighting game and I'm not fighting a lot, then my numbers aren't going to be high. But there's a lot of times in this game where there's no point in fighting. Whatever. Whatever, I still got the win. A lot of Gardevoirs though, huh? Who was their mid? Me and Gardevoir faced their guard and Azumarill. We kind of owned, right? I mean, I wouldn't say I carried. I would say I did my part. I would say me and Gardevoir won our lane. Their whole team. Nice. Nice. I would say we won our lane, though. I mean, our Gardevoir was evolved, and they still had Curlier for Regirock, or whatever one that was spawned and stuff. We didn't win the Regirock, which we should have, so that part kind of stunk, but... Also, we should have won the top Reggie-E at the end, but we did bad on that too, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who their jungle was. Was it Luke? It must have been Gengar. They never came down, that's probably why. That's what it was. I mean, still, we won our lane, though, and there was no real jungle interference on either side. Both jungles went top. So it was sort of fair in that sense. I played with Vario 64. I just didn't trust our Zoro at all. I always have that thing where, like, oh, we're doing like a Reggie. Should I use punch early on and then have it back up at the end? And like sometimes it makes sense, but then if like our teammates actually attack the damn thing, which it seems like when I don't do the punch early, they don't attack it, so it takes forever, and it's like, oh, I could have gotten 2 punches. When I do the punch early, it's like, oh, actually he's used it. Let's all attack it now. Motherfucker! You're always doing the opposite of what I want. But yeah, the Rayquaza fight was weird. Again, we had positioning, which was good, obviously. I don't know who it was on our team that started it, but a couple of people on our team started it. I kind of hovered mid-bottom. Because bottom was up, and I was thinking maybe someone would try to, sneak a dunk. Was hoping to catch someone sneaking. Their Azumarill ran into the Ray to try and see, and we killed. Then rest of their team kinda didn't, except Gengar was top half looking to steal and didn't. I want to say our fox was like zoning the main like bottom right path, and that was why they weren't like coming in maybe, but I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it. Very anticlimactic, but I'm fine with that. I mean, a win's a win. Right? We'll take it. That's a good one though, Havens. I'll have to remember that. I don't know if there's many other games that you can use that phrase. I think there's certain maps in CS:GO where you could be like, oh, like they're going mid. Definitely any Dota game, you could say something like that, right? You wouldn't really say that though. You'd say like river or whatever the fuck, but still. That's a good line. I don't know if you stole that from somebody or if you just came up with that yourself, but that was a fucking good one. That was a good one. You freestyled that? Shit. Props then. Props for that. I had gotten a call from a recruiter guy that I had talked to before, and this was earlier in the week, and they're like, oh, company blah blah blah, we'll do a call, you could do a call with them on, is this a different Gengar, or is this the one that was on the opponent's team? Anyway, oh, we have a Comfy? I guess it can go with Garchomp. A little strange, but okay. I heard Espeon's pretty OP because it got buffed. Yeah, you get to feel yourself on that for sure. Ooh, I get the Comfy. Yeah, they were like, okay, blah, 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 company, blah, 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 blah. First thing is a call. Could you do it Friday, 3:30? I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Don't hear anything the rest of the week. I think yesterday I texted the guy or emailed the guy, and I was like, is this like a Zoom call? Is there a link? You haven't told me anything? No reply. Even today, 3:30, I'm like, I'll just leave my phone open. You know, I'll make sure my phone is in front of me if something happens. Nothing happens. Just fucking okay, I guess. Like, what the fuck? Recruiters are the fucking worst, man. They're so useless. They're not useless, but like, they're fucking car salesmen. You know? Or real estate agents. Like, one in a bazillion are actually gonna be useful. Only in like, well, you rarely actually get a good one. Oh, Comfy, you messed up the double hit. What the fuck is the Gengar doing down here? Hey, don't lick me! Uh-oh, I'm poisoned. Okay, I'm out. Thank you, Comfy. What are you looking at me for? We're out, we're out, we're out, we're out, we're out, we're fine. Oh, shit. The Eldegoss got it. That's real bad. I didn't get that either. Jesus Christ, man. We're looking weak? We're looking weak? Dude, you just came in view. They're not gonna... I'm gonna die. I can't get any fucking last hits, man! Oh, we're dead. Alright, well, there you go. We're gonna probably lose this one. No, there's a chance late game, but I don't know. I'm feeling good about this Gabite, I'll tell you that. Just let him kill the lane or whatever. Only having one dunk is definitely not ideal. Thank you, Comfy.
You're dead. Just sandwiched them on all sides. That looked like a coordinated team effort. Oh, big punch, big punch, big punch. Uh-oh, there are birds here. We gotta get out of here, Comfy. Flash, we had to flash. I'm retreating, I'm retreating. No berry for you. Kill this bug guy. Oh, man. Dash. Punch. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get an extra one piece. An extra one piece. Perfect stacking. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Stop this fucking guy. He's too squishy. Just let me dash him once. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no. That's not happening. Oh, we'll speed boost. We'll speed boost. Let Garchomp get those. We're coming! We're grouping up. We're grouping up as a team. Little Dunkaroo. I'm coming for you. I'm not coming. No, 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 no. Oh, nice. I got my extra dunk before Espeon did that, so I got to get my last stack. The Comfy's like, Garchomp, bro, you gotta relax. Yeah, it's time to do some jungle. It is not time to actually push that Reggie. Should have done that third attack, but whatever. Is he trying to tell me to not do it? Bro, it's not worth pushing the Reggie. It's not worth pushing the Reggie, my man. You're stupid. Should have farmed, and you should have, oh, you're dead. And me and Espeon gonna do this. I don't, why would he be mad about me doing the jungle? It's efficiency, man. Ouch. Snorlax be coming. Oh, she stole it before I did. Well, then still, she secured before I did. Oh, Gengar, I see you. No, no, no. No, no, no. I don't think so. Oh, okay. Probably didn't need to do that. Garchomp, what about this jungle that you think you need, that you're not doing? Huh? What about that? I mean, I would have let Greenbird get the red. He's good with red too. Oh, they know I'm here. Anyone else here? He went invisible. Team? Oh no, 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 no. I had considered using ult, but I wasn't
sure if I should, because I wasn't sure if I'd get it back up in time. At least this time, my team's smart enough to not try to push the Reggie E in there. I appreciate that. Hello, Comfy. This Garchomp is really, like, he's really needy, huh? I mean, we could definitely do this in time. Easily done. And now they're no, get back here. We could sandwich him. I'm not gonna shoot Gengar, but he's in a bad spot. I mean, they're in a bad spot. I'm going center. For Garchomp's, oh, he's not in trouble, but who's attacking you up there, huh? Last hit it, baby. No, no, no. I'm coming for you. I don't think so. You are even invisible. I don't think so. Oh, Comfy was trying to get it before me. Come, I'll take you over, Comfy. Go dunk, go dunk. There you go. Thank you. Dude, having Comfy is fun. Jump. Farming up a little bit, Comfy. Okay, fine, I'll do it. I was like waiting for him to attack it, but alright, fine. That's fine too. Make sure my ult's back up. I'll defend here, I guess. Well, that was kind of destruction, huh? Their team was very much, I don't know how you wish to describe it. Oh! Last second kill? You're getting punched. Oh, the double kill! Sneaks it in. Definitely have to thumbs up the Comfy. They were pretty sweet. I do respect them jumping off to try to get the dunk before me, though. I respect that.
You win.
Where's my Comfy at? Also, the Espeon was good. And then with the Matumbo. Hey, the thumbs up for Comfy. Thanks, Comfy. I mean, we destroyed that game was a showing of Dragapult not being the best there. Just, you know, he be squishy, man. Well, he be squishy, and I would make sure to save my dash to either try and stun Gengar or to catch it. Dude, killing him when he's invisible with the not fully charged punch, kinda hilarious though. Kinda hilarious. Eventually got the thumbs up from the Espeon. Trying to think, how was our lane? Our lane was okay. Little bullied at the beginning, maybe. Somewhat even. Their jungle came down and did better than ours. Their team was Gengar, Eldegoss, Venusaur, Snorlax, mid. Fuck is his name? Dragapult. We were facing. Who were we facing bottom? Oh yeah, it was Ghastly, Gengar and Eldegoss? Yeah. Our Garchomp was kind of dumb. Not dumb, but like too aggro / not thinking. Went too deep fighting to try and push in first Reggie E. Got mad when I started doing his jungle while he was pushing for that super long. Was weird. What's my favorite evolution? I don't think I have a favorite. Which is a cop-out, but... Well, I'll tell you what one is not my favorite. Sylveon definitely is not. I think Sylveon's pretty whack. Sylveon fits that criteria of... I mean, the eyes are exactly the kind of eyes that I talked about the other day, of how, like, it's clearly just there to be, like, cute and not necessarily for girls, but obviously it is pink, so that it does trend towards that. But just, like, cutesy, wootsy, and, like, it doesn't, like... I also feel this way about... I mean, the eyes on... I'd have to probably pull it up, but yeah, the eyes on Glaceon and Leafeon are also kind of... maybe there. It's like on the edge. The original trio I think is amazing. And then Umbreon and Espeon I think are pretty good additions. Espeon honestly isn't that interesting design-wise. It's like simple. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I mean, both are simple. If I had to choose between Espeon and Umbreon, I mean, everyone says Umbreon is cooler, and that's because it is. And it has two colors, at least, right? You know what I mean? Espeon's got, like, the split tail, which is cool, I guess, but... It's also pink, so, you know, or purplish pink, so blah, blah, blah. Boys won't like it, etc., blah, blah, blah. Back in those days. Back in those days. I mean, the regional trio is they're cool. They're, like, if you look at, honestly, everything after the first trio, like, the designs are, until Sylveon, I guess? Like, Espeon, Umbreon, Glaceon, and Leafeon are all pretty... And this is, you know, me saying this is also kind of like, you know, because then people will say, like, oh, Pokemon are over-designed. Too many edges, too many special things. And, you know, it's like, okay, you know what, maybe I gotta step back and be like, well, wait, maybe Leafeon and Glaceon and stuff, they're not, like, got things going out the wazoo, but gotta respect some simplicity. But at the same time, then you look at Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, you're like, well, those got a little bit of flair to them that are kind of cool, right? Jolteon's awkward. The only thing that's awkward about Jolteon is the whole, like, tail / not tail factor. That part's a little awkward, I guess. Vaporeon is cool. I always thought it was cool, and the internet has, like, constantly makes an effort to try to ruin it for everyone. So that's not, that part isn't fun. So, you know, it is annoying. I actually think, more that I think about it, especially talking through the whole, like, well, why should I complain about them being on the, some of them being on the simpler side when then there's the opposite of like, oh, people complain about things being too over-designed. I think, you know, there's kind of fair to say that I think they all look good for their own reasons. And again, I'm kind of talking myself through the fact of how I'm like, well, I don't really have a favorite. And it's kind of, yeah, I kind of have looped back around to that point, haven't I? I went from going, I don't like this one, and then I talked through, and then I'm like, well, you know what, maybe that one's not so bad, and then now I'm like, all right, actually, maybe they're not all bad. I mean, I still don't like Sylveon, Flesh Ribbons, but, you know, let's pull them up. We're not stretch breaking, but I guess we want to do this one. You can see what I mean though, like the first three have like really neat unique characteristics, and then the rest are like much more, what's the word you would say with it? Streamlined, I guess? Or like more pet-like? Does that make sense? More pet-like? I would be curious to know what made them decide to go, because like these are very much have like texture to them and whatnot, and then going from that to Espeon and Umbreon is pretty interesting. And like they're very much different. I mean, even the ears on like all the originals are like pretty different. Like it's spiky here, and even on Flareon, it's like got a little bit of an edge to it. Might not be able to see it at this level of zoom, but Leafeon's pretty cool. Glaceon's okay. It's kind of tough because like, how are you gonna make ice unless you basically just give it like icicles on it? But then that doesn't really make, like, that also was kind of not in line with how things look. So I feel like all the diamond shapes and stuff, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know why they felt the need to like start doing this thing with the feet. Like, I don't know what you call this. They're not shoes, but like it's almost like little coloring that's like for boots or whatever. Like they started doing that with these ones, and then Sylveon. The originals don't have it really. These ones don't really have it. Furfro. Oh yeah, that one. That one. Pokemon Go Furfro forms? I just want to see all of the Furfro forms. Fuck that phrasing. The Furfro forms frolicking through the flowers. Why can't I find an image of this easily? It doesn't just like have them all. Side game data Rumble Rush. Whoa, the form changes in location? That's kind of sick. Globally, Asia Pacific, Europe, Americas, globally, France, Japan, Egypt. That says oh, that's Pokemon Go. Okay. No, not type changes. There isn't like a good image for this though. That I can see. Maybe if I go here. I feel like the ones in Pokemon Go might not be all of the real ones though, right? Is that a dumb thing to say, or is that accurate? Gonna work. Are these real? Same with Lord. Yeah, I know those are
Let's go a little crazy. I guess it kind of has unlimited forms, but I don't know if... Do these match? Guess they do. I mean, they all look kind of dumb to me. But that's also because, like, the original one's like a poodle or whatever anyway, and then it's like, okay, they're just doing weird haircuts. It's not really the same thing. It's a poodle and it's getting styled. Like, what do you want from me? Like this, it has a hat, man. Like, what do you? Is this an actual hat, or is this hair that's supposed to look like a hat? I don't know. It kind of looks like it's hair that looks like a hat, which is weird. Egypt won the coolest. I mean, it's the only one that looks like anything not normal. So I guess. Although, what are these two? These two are also have like stripe things going on. Dude, look at the eyes though on this thing. Compared to the rest. I mean, again, I think I do stand true with like the eyes on these starting to turn to like, you know, that style that I don't like. And then Sylveon's is just that gross. Blah. I wonder if they took the ribbons off of Sylveon and just had the bows. I feel like it would be better, right? I feel like it would. Or are they supposed to be bows, or are they supposed to be like little wings? I guess the thing is that it's kind of like, even if it did, even as it looks now, it doesn't really speak fairy to you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I mean, it's like pink and stuff. It's pink and stuff, I guess. Is it psychic? He's like, no, that's beyond psychic. It's fairy. But nothing about it particularly speaks fairy. Besides being pink, I guess. Which, like, maybe if you get rid of the ribbons, and then, I don't know, maybe you somehow change the bow a little bit. The bows, or whatever, I don't know what you would do, really. Because the fairy type's just weird, so it's, I don't know how you would have to. I would be interested to see what it looks like without the ribbons at all, though. I think it would be better. It would certainly be more in line with the rest of these. I mean, just look at how much, like, yeah, there's some flair, especially in the first three. The next four are actually keep like a level of simplicity, but still like kind of interesting design choices. And then this fucking thing that just has so much more going on with these ribbons. And then this isn't a still picture. If it's like if it's a static moving form where like they're, you know, like an AFK kind of pose, these things are fucking floating around and everyone else is just kind of sitting like a normal person. Standing rather. Yeah, just get rid of the ribbons and it would be a lot more in line with the designs. Honestly, I also don't even think you necessarily need these like green stick out parts on Leafeon. I think the tail and the ears and this like middle green part alone are like pretty good and somewhat aligned with this stuff too.
Like, Glaceon's simpler than Leafeon because of these pointy things. But I mean, Glaceon's got these little, whatever you call them, because they're not the actual ears. The ears are up here. But maybe you could say. But then Leafeon has this head thing, and then Glaceon's got this. I don't know, these just look kind of okay. Ghost type Eevee? Yeah, let's look up 1,000 different fan art Eevee illusions that exist. I'm not actually gonna do that. There's so many of those. There's a lot of those. Hey, I ended up what, 3-1 in Unite? Only faced one dog. So here's the thing. I think in these lower ranked, I mean they're technically not lower ranked because it's Ultra 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 Master. But considering I'm starting at 5, I'm gonna label 5 as low. I think the closer we get to Master, the more likely there are going to be people using the dog. So, you know, I'm gonna play and stuff, I think, but hopefully by the time I get to the higher rank where I would likely see it more, that it would be nerfed somewhat. Snow starts here in an hour. Oh, I should go lift the what did you call them? Windshield wipers off my car. They got that dog in them. Did you see the game where we played against dog? We only saw one in the 4 games. I didn't notice at first you did the snow so snowy, but that actually is pretty good. Pretty good. Hold on, let me check the Boston weather subreddit real quick. See the latest forecast. An hour ago. Okay, this is definitely more than it was earlier, but it's still not. Are you in the north half of Worcester or in the southern half of Worcester? Yeah, you're like right on the 4 to 8 line, it seems like, or 3 to 6, 3 to 6, 4 to 8 kind of deal is where it looks like you are. I think I'm either in like 3 to 6 or 2 to 4, I think. Depending on, you know, stuff. Stuff and things. It's supposed to be like kind of the whole day, right? Or is it gonna be a rain mix in there? Maybe it depends on where you are. Okay, so according to this thing, it's like gonna start snowing now / soon into the morning, and then there's gonna be like a period of rain, maybe like 5, 6 a.m. and then back to snow, and then back to rain, and then back to snow, and then back to. Do I always have to shovel? I mean, yeah. I mean, we've had a very easy winter. This is the easiest kind of winter, where even when we've been getting snow, it all melts before the next snowstorm, right? The worst thing to happen is to get snow, and then it stays cold, and then you get the next snow, because then all that snow's there, and you have to throw it even higher up, or you have to move it to an even more cumbersome location. So if it all melts before the next snow each time, it's like that's kind of the easiest way for it to go. So I mean, this winter has been very easy, and I'm not afraid to say it and like jinx it or whatever, because the snow is important for us to get for like the ecosystem and the environment, unless we want droughts again, which we probably are gonna have every year for the next X years, because Let's get more Sages in the chat. It's gonna every year will be the next hottest and driest year until everything bad happens and the world explodes. But there'll be that one period of time for like a couple minutes where shareholders value though. The S&P though for a couple minutes will be kind of pog. It'll be pog crazy. Just for there'll be that one Corpa? Oh, should I add Corpa? Give me Corpa and I'll add it. Me Corpa. Or give me death. Don't give me just give me the Corpa. I don't want the other part yet. I don't want the other part quite yet. Yeah. Trying to think. Sunday probably should finish the Unity games. Maybe I'll still feel like I don't want to do it again, but we probably should. We definitely had a just chatting type of day plus some Unite, which is fine. Obviously Sunday we gotta do SAP new weekly, so maybe that'll inspire me enough to try to finish Unity before the SAP weekly goes live at 8. So that, you know, there's always that to look forward to. I don't know why. Let me open it on this computer. Corpa added. Such a weird emote. Like the business suit part makes sense, but why his face be looking like that, you know? Why is his face looking like that? I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyway. Yeah, I'll see you Sunday. There's maybe a chance of like a secret Discord stream, but you know, don't guarantee it. It doesn't show up on the stream chat yet. It does show up in my actual chat, but I'd have to like refresh it and stuff, and we're gonna end anyway now, so I'm not gonna bother. But it is added, so yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I'll see you Sunday and then Discord and stuff. I haven't even done a run of ranking yet, so I guess maybe I'll be doing that tomorrow too. So, yeah. Bye, chat. Bye. Not exactly like sleepy time music, but you know, we're going into the weekend, so we're feeling freaky. Not freaky, don't make it weird, but you know, like happy fun times and stuff. I don't know. Stare snow. That's pretty good. Alright, anyway. Later.